Welcome back to the Nihilist Media Podcast. This is Bonding with Bond. I'm Mark.
And I'm Nicholas.
And today we entered the glory days, part 2 of Bond.
It's real good.
Yes, we're now in the Timothy Dalton era, the very brief blip of an era that will come and go next week. And then we'll enter immediately into the Brosnan era.
And just to start, why is it my favorite ones are the short ones?
You like short kings, dude. I don't know.
Must be it.
Wait, is this your second favorite Bond movie?
I really liked this.
I mean, I love it.
I don't know
but
if it's my second favorite. I like him as Bond a lot, though. And we'll get into the multiple scenes of why.
We have a great gun barrel, new gun barrel from Timothy Dalton. It's Brosnan's, but not as good, which we'll get to in 2 weeks. He has like a good furious stance. No one has yet topped Lazenby's drops to one knee, just like fucking pounding craziness.
Yeah, puts the gun over his other arm.
Mm-hmm.
It looks so real. I love it.
Yeah.
Looks less staged, I guess.
Mm-hmm. We open up with Robert Brown being like, oh, the 00 section has been chosen for this task. We're gonna have a routine mission thing where we're fake. See how,
a little dry run.
Yeah, it's kind of like what they were doing in Never Say Never Again.
Yeah.
And when we were watching this, Nick said, "Wow, he looks like older here," and I was like, "It's because we don't have Roger Moore there to look young."
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, now he's the oldest person.
Yeah, now he's the oldest person in the room. The 300 agents jump out of the
back of the AC-130. It's actually that's the same plane they use later too. So they got their money's worth out of that plane.
They did. I believe it's 004, 007, and
other one.
I think it's 002.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
I don't think they say his name. I know they say one of them.
They say 004 because 004 dies. But
yeah. Because the other one's just tagged.
Yeah. They casted these guys to look like former Bonds.
Mm-hmm.
So the first guy looks like, as they parachute down, the first guy looks like Roger Moore, as he looks very middle-aged and he's got blonde hair. Mm-hmm. And he immediately gets wasted, but in like in the routine mission, they shoot him with paintballs and they're like, "You're dead."
Yeah, a little training exercise. He gets stuck in a tree and then immediately dies.
Yeah, which is like Roger Moore
for 7 movies.
The second guy is supposed to look like Sean Connery. He looks more like Paul McCartney to me, but I
almost think he looks like George. No, yeah, you're right.
What?
I was gonna say he kind of looked like George for a second for me, but I don't see it anymore.
Yeah, no,
it was like just one angle.
He looks like if Paul McCartney was like had a really rough life.
Yeah,
you know. And then this other guy who's been watching them he throws down a tag that says Shmierna or whatever.
2 Russian words.
Cool. It means death to spies, and he cuts the rope. The rock climbing rope, so the 004 falls to his death, and it looks brutal. We keep cutting back to him falling and hitting rocks and shit.
Yeah.
As we're introduced to our new Bond, Timothy Dalton, and he looks spectacular. And what follows is a great chase sequence where Timothy Dalton first off goes to check on his mate, and he goes down. He sees that the wire was cut. He finds the Shmierna thing, and then he runs up and begins chasing down the car. First thing that happens, he gets shot with a paintball. But he doesn't care. He pushes the guy out of the way.
Yeah, he just keeps sprinting at him.
Jumps onto the back of the Jeep, and the guy's like, "Hang on, you're dead." Good shit.
This is a really good interlude scene. It's
pre-title sequence.
Yeah, it sets it up so well.
I think this is the best pre-title sequence we've had since On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Yeah, I probably do too. Because
maybe Spy Who Loved Me.
I'd have to go back.
That's the one. So is England, Union Jack, parachute, ski scene.
Yeah, that one was good, but I still think that you're right.
The beach scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not Thunderballs. No, I remember not liking the beach that much. I think the fighting was cut weird. I liked the missions that aren't the mission.
Yeah.
In
So Thunderball.
Thunderballs is a jetpack, right?
Yeah. That's also you praise that one all the time because it has a part where he grabs the flowers. And throws on
but
the dead
I
guy.
don't. But the jetpack and the stupid water from the back of the car brings it down. There's another one. I can't remember what it is.
Always hating. He also has a part where he's just like, "Good evening, ma'am," and he punches her right in the face, and, and he finds out it's the guy. Thunderball's great. Fuck you.
It's pretty good. It's up there for me.
Yeah. So Bond's hanging off this Jeep, and he's
it looks good.
It does look good because he's actually on the Jeep for most of it, and one guy shoots at the car, and it starts off explosives, and everything catches on fire, and Bond's foot catches on fire at one point.
Yeah, and it looks. Again, super good.
Yep, Bond tries to get into the Jeep and
cuts his way through the roof.
And they almost hit a family.
Yeah,
and they crash into like a little like sunglass hut thing, and then
we get that guy who jumps perfectly over the guardrail.
Oh yeah. That's Sheriff J.W. Pepper.
Yeah, we were a moment of silence for what could have been.
Yeah, pour one out for
Mr.
the boy.
Pepper again.
Pour one out for Mr. J.W. Pepper.
We'll find a place to put him in every movie.
Yeah, we will. Even in No Time to Die, we'll find a place for Sheriff J.W. Pepper.
Right at the end, that like last scene, it should have been him instead.
Yeah. No, he's the guy. He's the guy in No Time to Die who's he just happens to be at Vesper's grave too.
Yeah.
You were such a good old girl. Hey, you're the secret agent. The car ends up driving off of a cliff, and Bond, realizing that's happening, he shoots his
pulls the
cord of his
parachute
and gets out of the car as the car blows up. And there's a great moment where the guy realizes what's going to happen. He goes, "Ah!" But it immediately gets cut off by it blowing up.
And another little detail I like is that the explosives set smoldering to his parachute, so it's even more realistic, like burning plastic from the parachute. And it looks good.
And he sees a yacht, and there's a girl on there who's like, "I'm so bored with all these hot men around me. I would feel like I was a real man." And then Timothy Dalton lands.
Give me your phone.
Yeah, his first line of dialogue is like, "I need to use your telephone." He grabs it from her. She'll call you back. Hangs it up, and then she's like, "Who are you?" Bond. James Bond.
Yep.
Oh,
it's pretty good.
It's our best James Bond since 1969.
Since a poker table, probably.
Yeah. No, I liked it in On Her Majesty's Secret Service when he's on the beach.
Yeah.
And he looks
you like the beginning of that, because I was worried, because I really didn't like the beginning, and I was like, oh no, Mark thought I was gonna like this, and I already don't like it.
Yeah.
But it was a good Bond one.
Yeah. And he calls in, and he's like, "British intelligence, I'll be checking in an hour." And then the girl holds up some champagne. She's like, "Won't you join me?" He's like, "Better make that two." He smiles, and then we cut to our amazing theme by Aha, The Living Daylights.
It's a good one. I don't like the title sequence, but
at this point, I don't think you ever have. I think you've liked it. I think you've liked it like 6 times, and throughout these like 18 movies.
Yeah, probably. That's a third of the time.
I think you liked. If I can remember correctly,
Doctor Knows.
You liked For Marshall With Loves.
Yep.
You liked Goldfinger, I think, and I think you liked from Thunderball.
There's been a good amount I liked,
and then I think you liked Live and Let Die, and then you liked Spy Who Loved Me.
I liked Thunderball. Thunderball might have been my favorite one, actually.
Yeah, you liked Spy Who Loved Me, and I feel like you haven't liked any of them since.
Yeah,
I think you liked For Our Eyes Only, which I thought you were insane because you're like, it has the girl who's singing the song in it. I was like, you're insane.
I thought it was pretty cool. It might have just been because it was different though.
Yeah,
but this one is lame and boring. It tries to take some of the better parts from other ones and put them together, but I just think it doesn't hit the mark.
It doesn't.
It's pretty dull looking too.
Mm-hmm.
Like Live and Let Die, it's like explosive. It's got the greens and the fire all over the place.
Well, I think it's also you have like that song.
Yeah.
I think that this is a banger of a song, but I don't think you can do much with the song.
Yeah, that's true.
The song is a banger, but it's just
chill vibes though.
Live and Let Die is designed to have a psychedelic
big pops,
big thing, because like, everything is like boom,
yeah.
boom, 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 and it's like what the fuck? It's like it's always moving. It has
so
time
good.
change, like when it changes, like ding, ding, what does it matter to you? Yeah, so we're actually reviewing Live and Let Die again.
I wish. I did rewatch that since the podcast. It came on. There's a like streaming service called Pluto TV that there's a James Bond channel that I'm not watching any of the ones that we haven't done yet. But if an old one's on while I'm working, I'll throw it on. And Live and Let Die was the other day, and I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I think you said you watched that in Thunderball.
Yeah, it was like Act 3 of Thunderball when I was watching it.
Oh, so you rewatched Act 3? Did it improve at all?
No, not for me. There's it's just a rear projection. Like, besides that, you were right, where it's like, it is that in kind of the motion stuff, just pulling me so far out of it. Like, I wish they fought on literally any other thing. But this one doesn't have those problems.
It does a couple times.
Yeah, I think there was like 2 rear projections that I was like, one wasn't that great. That's at the end of the movie that the rear projection was bad, but I really liked it. And then there was one. There's one
the next one I call a pick and chooser. You know.
Yeah, I like it or I don't.
Yeah.
There's
He's like, it
no
sucks. I don't like it.
Yeah. Ooh, it doesn't work here. And then a moment later, I'll be like, ooh, it works here though.
Yeah. So we then have the movie actually starts, and I'm going to say that this is the best Bond moment, possibly of definitely the
like
80s.
Espionage stuff.
No, I think this section of the movie is the best Bond thing that's not Connery or Lazenby related, and maybe GoldenEye related. This is for me. This is better than anything Moore has ever done. This is better than anything that Craig has ever done. This is better than...
We're not there yet.
I know, but this is also, for me, it's like this is better than anything that we've had since the 60s.
Yeah, while we're watching it, I was clapping. It brings back a lot of the stuff that we both like about these movies. And we're like, oh, do you want to talk about the jacket scene?
Oh yeah, well, I'm gonna go through it.
Oh yeah,
so
go through it.
Bond shows up late, and Saunders, who's going to be our Felix for the majority of the thing, he's an MI6 agent. He informs us that Yogi, that's his name, right?
Yeah, and he's going to be our antagonist.
Yeah, he's defecting from the KGB. They've been setting it up, and then Bond's more paying attention to a celloist, and he's like, eyes up the ladies, Bond, we're doing this, let's get out of here. Mm-hmm. And they go into this building that's across the street.
Yep.
Bond takes his dinner jacket, he flips it over and makes it into an assassin look.
Yeah.
And they flip over the blankets, and there's a big fucking gun. And it's also great because you have like the hammer and sickle, like covering Bond, and he just like get the chair, and they sit there. But there's a great moment as well where Bond's like, why me? Why am I doing this? And he's just like, because Yogi's under the impression that you're the best. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, what's your escape route? And he's like, that's all I need to know basis.
It's like chapter 12, subsection 38. Need to know.
I'm sure you understand. And then he's like, I'm sure you want the hollow tips. And he's like, no, I want the
steel tip because they wear body armor.
Mm-hmm. And he's also putting on like this glove as well to like.
I don't really know what the glove's for.
I don't either, but I love it. I think it's cool.
It's another thing I assume. Because that's the hand that you would see when you're like, ooh, sorry about that. When your like hand is out holding the gun, like the way he closes his jacket and everything, it's to like stealth mode. So the white of his hand would probably show up.
Yeah.
So turn that black too. But then he just has his face uncovered.
Well, I think the thing about his face is that it's hidden behind the hammer and sickle, or it's also it's hidden behind like the giant the giant fucking like scope.
Yeah, that's true. This gun is 90% scope.
Yeah.
It has that, and I don't know what the thing on the side is, but it has like another scope looking thing. I don't know if that's like a rangefinder or anything.
Maybe.
Because do you remember the Felix guy's name?
Saunders?
Saunders, yeah. Because he's like being a spotter with night vision and stuff, but it's not working too great. Because he doesn't even have the binoculars open.
Yeah.
He like waves his hand.
Yeah.
He tries to, but as the scene goes, we get...
Yogi goes into the bathroom and he escapes.
Our first good bathroom scene.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a couple good bathroom scenes in this one. And then Bond, they see that he's escaping, and then Bond sees the celloist, or he sees like a sniper up in the top. And he immediately goes up there. And he's like, "That's the girl with the cello," and he's then he's like, what are you waiting for, Bond? Shoot her. And he shoots the gun instead of her. And Saunders is pissed. He's like, you missed deliberately.
Yeah. He goes, you should have blown her head off.
Yeah. And we're going to write up in the report, yada, yada, yada. But it's a great fucking moment because it's full of fucking tension. And you have like the split-second decision where Bond decides not to shoot her.
Yeah.
And they go into the alleyway. So I think Saunders goes down there first. And he puts him in the trunk.
Yep.
And
the boot.
Bond's like, no.
They're going to look here first, my dude.
Yeah, get in the front.
You're going
dude.
through a security checkpoint.
Yeah, and Bond gives him the gun and the glove, and then they start driving. They're getting ready to drive away. He's like, where are you going to go? He's like, I'm sorry, chapter 12, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I need to know basis. I'm sure you understand. And he drives off.
Yeah, he says, meet me at the border.
Yeah.
So at least they have a rendezvous point.
Yeah, and already great. At this point, it's like the best shit. Like this is some Honor Majesty Secret Service level.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Oh, it's so good, and it's like it's got the espionage stuff. This is a cool like defector recovery mission that we haven't seen before, and I can only imagine like this stuff really going down and how complex and how many moving parts there are.
Yeah, I also just like that it's like a low scale mission that rather than having to see Bond save the world, we're seeing him in like a car, or he's a sniper.
Yeah,
and then he's got to do an escape thing, and then I like that on the car ride, Yogi and Bond are kind of talk. Well, Yogi's talking and Bond's like, "Yep, I bet."
He's like, "Do you want me to kiss you? I love you."
Yeah, he's just like, "Oh, I mean, the KGB sniper was a woman." He's like, I'm aware. And he's just like, the KGB's best snipers are women. And he's just like, yeah, I assume.
Yeah.
And then Yogi's freaking out because he's like, they're looking all over for me, blah, blah, blah. And Bond brings him to, what's it called?
The pipeline?
The pipeline.
Yeah, the Trans-Siberian pipeline.
Mm-hmm. And this girl is like, nice to work with you again, Bond, blah, blah, blah. And they're going to put Yogi into the...
It's like it's like a cleaning capsule that they usually send through to clear obstructions, but they've custom made one to fit a person in it to get them across the border because this goes from Russia goes across the borders into the eastern countries, and that's where they want to send him to get him away from Russia.
Yeah, and he's freaking out. He's freaked the fuck out. He's just like, this doesn't seem right. I don't.
It's so good.
And
how many times have you tested this?
You're the first. Oh, as they lock him in, and she's just like, dude, if you don't, well, she's like, if like this doesn't hit this, then your friend is fucking squashed.
Yeah,
and he's like, squashed. I don't like this.
Yeah. And then they shove him in and seal it.
Yeah, and then she's like, "Don't move this. Don't pull this down until it hits 100. Like not before, not after. At 100."
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Where are you going?" He's like, "I'm to distract the supervisor." And she goes in and like pulls at her tits and grabs him and puts his face in her tits.
So just for clarification, not just boobs out. It's just a lot of cleavage, and this man goes swimming in cleavage.
Oh yeah. And this lady has cleavage.
Yes.
She's got boobs for days.
This is perfectly cast. She plays it perfectly, and I think it's even got, like, obviously this is, like, funny, and I think it's, like, perfect.
Yeah, it's not Roger Moore funny. It's actually funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
The best, I think the funniest thing is that we were watching it, and Nick is like, "Oh my god, is she gonna beat that guy with that fucking wrench?" And I was like, "No, it's way better."
Yeah, and it is.
It was the last thing on his mind was that she was gonna fucking have this man swim in cleavage.
Yeah. Motorboat suffocation.
Suffercrash.
Oh, I'm tripping over my words.
Yeah. And then so Yogi goes away, and then Bond leaves, and he meets up with Saunders, and Saunders is like, "You bitch."
Yeah. Could
Like,
you not do that again?
He's just like, "You fucking didn't kill that girl, even though I expressly asked you to kill her." And Bond's just like, "Oh, fuck you." He's just like, "Put it in your goddamn report." And if you,
he says, "You're still gonna get all the credit."
Yeah,
goes, that doesn't matter.
he's like, if you put it in your report, if M fires me for it, I'll thank him for it. Whoever that girl was, must have scared the living daylights out of her, and I was just like, oh! We didn't have that stupid, wow, look at that view. To a kill.
That's probably the worst title delivery we've had, though. View to a Kill was terrible. Like, I can imagine that they delivered the line all right, and then the director was like, could you hold for like 4 seconds between the two halves of that? So it really builds attention for no reason.
Yeah. Q is the one who welcomes Yogi
Yes.
into safe territory, and they put him on a fucking plane, and he gets the fuck out of there.
Yeah, they go in like I don't think it's a Harrier jet. I don't think those were out yet, but it has a like vertical takeoff mode. So I'm assuming it was like back when this came out, that was
High tech.
yeah, like Q level technology.
Yeah. Yeah, no. So already with this film, I feel like this makes you reevaluate everything we've seen in the last at least 15 years or 17 years to be like, wow, that was all garbage.
And it's insane. And it almost feels like it's a different director.
Yeah.
But then you have a bird jump out of you and you go, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's John Glenn. Yeah, it's insane how badly Roger Moore held that man back. Like,
it's shocking how much.
yeah. And he wasn't even that by much, because on like For Your Eyes Only, we were on that like we were getting to this point, and then like Octopussy like fucked us, and then I don't know,
never mind.
I don't know what he was doing on View to Kill. I have no idea like what like John Glenn's decision of oh my god, oh, I don't know what the fuck that was.
Imagine that movie without Christopher Walken. It would only have the last scene for me.
And even then, it wouldn't work because the only reason why that worked is because of Walken and Mayday.
Yeah. Oh, Mayday was so good too.
Yeah. The movie just doesn't work.
Yeah. There's a role in this movie that Mark was like, now imagine Christopher Walken in this role, and I was like, oh wow, yeah, that would have been. I would have liked that a lot. Even though I do kind of like the way they cast it for this. I hated it at first, but then it made sense to me. But yeah, Christopher Walken would have killed it.
Yeah, I have like we'll get to it when we get to it.
Yeah,
and I'll explain more of what I was thinking, but I kind of disagree with myself.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, we'll get there. So anyway, Bond goes to Q, and Q's like, let's find this KGB agent, yada yada yada.
Yeah,
and then
they're going through a database of all the female agents that are known.
And he's sitting there smoking a cigarette, looking like a fucking boss.
Yeah.
And then who walks in but Moneypenny?
New Moneypenny.
Yep. Let's talk about it.
God, it's so much better.
It is so much better.
It's so much more believable that there is romantic tension between them.
Mm-hmm.
God, I love it.
Yeah.
It's so good.
But
you don't like it? Really? I don't like that she has an office in Q Branch, but
I think it's okay.
I like it.
I think all right. I think it's an improvement of the last decade.
You're right. Yeah.
But
because Connery and Moneypenny was
gold.
They were actually in love.
Yeah, Connery and Moneypenny was perfect, and I think Lazenby and Moneypenny was perfect. I think that this is a dynamic that could have developed into something great, but I don't think we have the time to do it.
Oh, yes, you're right. Is she not carried over?
No. Nobody is.
Damn.
Nobody is. Because by the time we get there, everyone's older.
Yeah. Because, like you said, this would have been great to have developed more.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it was with somebody else.
Yeah.
Because there's good scenes. Like the one that just happened, they're a little intimate, and she takes off her glasses, and he puts them back on wrong, and is like, I gotta go.
Because he asks her for something, because he's like, can you look up, like, celloists? And she's like, oh, I know you're such a music lover. If anytime you want to come by and listen to my Barry Manilow records, which is like, Moneypenny, you're such a dork.
Yeah.
Should have been something else. But,
come listen to my Nine Inch Nail vinyls.
Yeah, we also have a great Q moment where he's just like, oh, we're making this for the Americans. It's called a ghetto blaster, which is like a fucking
boombox with a rocket launcher in it.
Yeah. We then get introduced to our henchman.
The Milkman.
We just call him the Milkman. Milkman Grant.
Yeah, Grant. What was it? 2.0? No.
Yeah, he'd be 3. He'd be Grant 3.
Yeah.
Almost
there.
Yeah, good version of Eric. he comes in and he pretends he's a jogger, and then he strangles the milkman, steals his getup, and is going to go to the MI6 mansion out in
what is this?
countryside.
Is this supposed to be like M's residence or something? Or?
Mate, I don't know.
Oh, no, because they're not in London, because he says we should go to London. Oh, it could still be the UK, though.
Yeah.
It's like a safe house
Yeah.
out in the countryside.
Yeah, and Bond goes in there after grocery shopping, and
and takes some liberties with the grocery list.
yeah, he buys a lot better things than what M was requesting.
Yeah,
and
he said
Yogi
it was
starts kissing him.
Yeah, it was missing brand names, so I took some chances.
Yeah. And Yogi and Bond are bonding over like
how great Bond is.
yeah, and like Bond's selection of wines and whatnot. And Bond already can tell like something's fishy. He's like looking at this guy. He's like, I don't fucking know. But but Yogi basically tells him that, what's his fucking Punskin or whatever? What's the fucking guy's name?
New Russian KGB leader.
Pushkin.
Yeah. Oh,
Pushkin.
look at you. You got it. I was like, it starts with a P.
General Pushkin is reopened this thing from the Stalin time, which Smyrna, which is death to spies, and he's gonna kill all these spies, and they need to kill him in retaliation.
Yeah.
The milkman shows up and he puts on a Cockney accent. And they're like, "Where's the other milkman?" He's like, "What you say?" And he's like, "Where's the other man?" And he's like, "Flew."
Yeah, he's being like pompous, and he has headphones on that are blasting music, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just delivering milk, homie."
Yeah, and they search him, and he's just like, "Hey, watch it, mate."
Yeah,
and it's really effective.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Even the first time we see him when he takes the milkman's clothes, he like kind of chest bumps him while he's running. He's like, "Oh, sorry, man," and he's yelling over his music.
Yeah,
and the milkman's like, "Whatever."
Yeah, and one issue I have is where does Bond go? Because like
I was gonna bring it up he does the grocery shopping and sits with them, and then the old people say we should go back to London, and it feels like it's just them going, but I guess Bond must have left with them.
Yeah.
But then it's interesting because we're getting scenes that Bond isn't in at all for like 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah, like I don't mind that Bond isn't in that. I think
Yeah.
I just think it would have made more sense if like Robert Brown was like, "Bond, I want you to go do this."
Yeah,
and
I'll
then
go do my grocery shopping.
Yeah, and then M would be staying.
Yeah.
Or maybe you just put the scene where he's just like, you need to kill General Pushkin, blah, 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 and he's just like, I don't believe in doing that because I don't think it's right. And then they have that argument, and then the thing goes on, and then when Bond goes down, it's too late.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's weird that he's just gone.
Yeah, I mean, I could accept it with like the way you described it, where it's just like they all left, and I guess Bond left with them.
Yeah, I guess he stands up.
Yeah, but Bond already knows they're all full of shit because behind the scenes, this was supposed to be General Gogol.
Yeah, which would have been sick.
Yeah, and would have made more sense for Bond being like, no.
Yeah, I actually don't want to kill him. He's kind of cool.
Yeah, he's kind of fucking sick, dude.
And he's kind of cooler than you.
Yeah.
I kind of want to work for him.
Yeah. And then the milkman kills the chef man.
Yeah.
And an MI6 waiter comes in, and they get in a brawl, and it's amazing.
It's like one of the better fights we've seen in a while.
I think it's the best one since Never Say Never Again at the hospital.
Because the hospital no, the hospital fight's way better than this.
Well, yeah.
This is so good, though. Because it's like, it's not a Bond agent, and it's tense, too.
Yeah.
The guy's a little older. And it's nice because it's like, oh, this waiter for this safe house is absolutely going to be a spy, too.
Yeah.
It's like, almost weird that
burns his face.
Yeah, oh yeah, his face gets pressed against a grill, and then he throws salt in Milkman's face.
Milkman burns his hand. They fight.
It's so good. He throws a boiling pot of water at him, and he ducks it.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good.
Also, I like how you said that he's an older man when clearly he's at least like 10 years younger than fucking Roger Moore.
Yeah, I could see that.
And then the guy grabs the guy's like radio, and he's just like, "There's a gas leak in the building. Send help. Blah blah blah."
Yeah, or evacuate the house. Don't come near it.
Yeah, but he also says to send like paramedics, as some agents have been affected.
Yeah,
and then he throws milk bombs.
Yes.
which is fantastic.
The milk bottles have
Explosives in
like
them.
impact explosives, and it's perfect because he said there's a gas leak, so the explosions make sense too. It's genius.
Yep, and then Milkman grabs Yogi, and an MI6 guy who just looks terrified at like, oh my god, why?
Yeah,
And,
you're not supposed to have that here.
yeah, this is England. And he makes them come with him.
Mm-hmm.
First, he burns like the all the information that Yogi was giving MI6, which I like. Oh, I like that.
But I like that he attempted it, but M has the note on him, even though it's all planted information anyways, because we're about to find out that the whole thing was a ruse. But
Yeah.
it's like,
Regardless, they put Yogi on a plane, on a helicopter, like a medical helicopter,
yeah,
and fly him away.
Yeah. And nobody questions that this helicopter's shown up.
Well, because the guy requested it.
Yeah, but I mean, would a helicopter? I guess where it's a safe house, maybe they'd have a helicopter there that fast. But
Yeah. And the MI6 guy watches it, so they perfectly like plan this like thing of the KGB got Yogi back.
Yep.
So,
and it's great because the next scene we jump to M's office, and he's like,
Ministry of Defense is like, we're the laughing stock of the intelligence community. It's just
we get him out, and 2 hours later he's back in.
Yeah. It's like, we suck at our job.
Yeah.
Bun, what the fuck was that? And he's like, you took me away.
Yeah. Imagine if I was there.
Yeah, and then that's when M is like, we gotta kill Pushkin, and Dalton's like, Pushkin's a lot of things, but he ain't a fucking psychotic.
Yeah.
And he's like, I didn't think so either until today. And he's just like, well, maybe use some critical thinking there, M. Think about this a little bit.
Slow down a little bit.
Yeah. How about you use some fucking some critical thinking there?
No.
Yeah, no, because it's Robert Brown. He's fucking dumb as bricks.
Ooh.
And I've like grown as we're watching this. I've actually grown to hate Robert Brown's M.
It's not good.
Yeah, this is his third Bond movie, and he is not improved.
Yeah, I was hoping we'd get more of the dad rebellious son, but
we get a little bit of it.
Yeah.
It's just that Robert Brown sucks.
Yeah.
That's just the problem.
Well, how much longer we got him?
One more.
Hey, that's not bad.
But then everyone leaves.
That's okay.
Everyone leaves with them except Q.
So why did that happen? Do you know?
Well, Timothy Dalton said, I don't want to do GoldenEye because he was like, I'm about to be 50, and that would be silly if I played Bond in my 50s.
Yeah. Smart man. But and then did he go, M went, wow, I'm 97. I should probably stop doing this
No,
too.
Martin Campbell is a great director, and he was like, it'd be pretty cool if M was a woman.
Yeah.
That this sexist character his boss was a woman.
Yeah. He was right.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I'm kind of glad they did the refresh. I don't think I know the Moneypenny, so that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, you know what her name is? Samantha Bond.
Oh.
And I'll say this, personally, I think Samantha Bond is the best Moneypenny.
Cool. I'm excited.
But we'll get to that at some point. Right now we have Caroline Bliss, which is whatever. Anyway, we go back to Q, and Q's like, he's
got the new Aston Martin.
He's like, watch your head, Q, and Q hits his head on the car. And it's a beautiful new Aston Martin. I think it looks superior to the 60s one.
I am actually with you. I used to not like this one, and I thought the DB5 was the coolest looking Bond car, but I actually really like this one.
Yeah. I don't know, it has like the aesthetic of this movie is perfect.
Yeah, and like
to a point.
The gadgets on it look way better too. Like the console that they all go in, I really like.
Yeah. Q also introduced his new gadget, which is like a
keychain.
Yeah, it's a keychain that if you whistle a certain tune, which I don't remember the tune, gas comes out, and if you whistle like a wolf whistle. Yeah.
Which I don't really know what that sounds like, but
it's a woo
woo.
Yeah. Then it'll explode.
That didn't blow up. Yeah, it'll blow up, and then the other combination, it'll put out a stunning gas.
Yeah, I already said that.
Oh, okay, good. We get a nice little Q scene too, where Bond puts the.
There's also a key on it that'll open any lock.
Well, that's after this part. He puts it on his face and goes.
And then he's like,
do I whistle like this? And he's like calling his bluff, and then he goes, "Okay, never mind, just get it off me." And then he goes, "Yeah, there's a key on it too. It opens anything. You're not going to use it in the movie."
Yeah, he does.
When does he use it?
He uses it to unlock his handcuffs.
Oh yeah. Well, he says use the little one. Maybe there's other keys on it.
Yeah.
It's like this.
Also, Q does a little prank on one of his Q guys where he makes the guy sit on the couch and the couch eats him, and then Q sits on. He's like,
I thought that one was kind of dumb.
Also, I forgot that. So you were complaining that Moneypenny has an office there. She actually doesn't have an office there. She was just there.
Oh, okay, she's
that's
just doing research.
That's
for
just
him.
an MI6 computer that she's being like, James, look at this.
I'm okay with that then.
She's a really good actress in other things too. She was in this mini series with Daniel Day-Lewis, Lily nobody else has ever watched. I'm convinced that I'm the only person who's ever watched it. It's called My Brother Jonathan.
Jonathan?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I think on IMDb it has like 36 ratings.
Wow.
I am convinced I am the one man who's actually watched the whole show
in this hemisphere.
Yeah, because it was before he was famous. Anyway, Bond goes to see the celloist play, and I think where were they in Russia?
I'm not sure where they went, but this is the information that Moneypenny gave Bond.
Yeah,
is where she was playing next.
Maybe they might be in Berlin. I don't know.
Yeah, we might be in Russia because the KGP picks her up.
Yeah, but this looks more like Germany to me.
Yeah.
Because of the signs.
And there's Volkswagens and BMWs everywhere.
Yeah. I think this is Germany.
Let's stick with that.
Yeah. Bond is like following her around. He's like they're on like a trolley.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the KGB pick her up. And Pushkin picks her up, and then Bond's like, why would they do that?
Yeah.
But I think she leaves her cello there.
Yeah, the cello case is there, which, no, I won't spoil it. But,
Bond steals it.
Yeah.
And he goes to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Which is great because we're watching it and Bond looks over to the bathroom and some guy comes out of it like zipping up his pants. And Nick's like, what was he fucking pissing?
Yeah. And I'm like, what's this guy doing?
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, Nick. And then like it cuts to the bathroom. He's like, oh.
Oh, it is just a bathroom randomly. A door open to the city that's just a bathroom.
Yeah. And Pushkin is played by Rhys Davis something, who played Gimli. In the Lord of the Rings films. Oh, John Rhys Davies. That's his name. And so anyway, Bond goes into the bathroom and he opens the cello. He goes into the toilet, and this guy who's like sweeping art, he's like suspicious of Bond. Being like, why this man's bringing a cello into the bathroom? Weird. And then
that's definitely got a gun in it.
Yeah. And Bond opens it up and he finds the gun and he sees the bullet hole that he made, and he opens the clip
cartridge,
the clip, and there's blanks, and he's like, why the fuck would there be blanks in this gun? What if I think that's like the moment where he's like, all right, Yogi was full of shit.
Yeah, all the pieces start going together.
Yeah, Bond is like thinking, and then like you can hear him like doing stuff like clicking with the gun, and like the guy's like, what is he doing in there?
Yeah.
And it's just like, mind your fucking business, old man.
Yeah. This is just what pooping sounds like.
Yeah. Fucking Bond's got a Prince Albert. Leave him alone. Like, and it's like right from the get-go, the guy's like on him.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
Yeah.
It would be worse in prior movies, but
yeah, well, if Roger Moore was doing it, he'd come out of the bathroom with a fucking big old joke, and he'd probably make the joke that he has a Prince Albert.
I'm sure that would be allowed.
Yeah. Oh yes, I'm sorry. That was my gooch piercing. Sorry, old boy.
Yeah, it always does that.
Yeah, Dalton gives amazing is giving an amazing performance here, where he's like looking at the gun bolts and puts it in his pocket, and he sees Kara's address inside the thing, and I'm like,
Oh, it's so good.
espionage, spy stuff. Kara comes home, and Bond's like, I brought this back. They made like KGB made a mess of your apartment. She's like, you're English, and like they're kind of feeling each other out a little bit.
Yeah.
And basically, he drops the thing. He's like, I helped Yogi get across the board. She's like, Yogi, and her entire performance changes, and I'm like, acting.
Yeah.
And she's like knocks it out of the park. Kara is a great actress in this movie, and like the look on her face of like the love she has for this man who we will find out later is going to betray her is incredible.
Yep.
Like she's shaking with happiness.
Yeah.
And he's basically, I'm an old friend of his. We've been through a lot together. He's lying, and they continuously just talk, and she agrees to go with him, and because he's like, he's not in London. We're not going to London. They're gonna keep moving him around, so he's like, okay, but
in this whole time, there's a tail. There's a car outside from the KGB that's trying to see where she's gonna go, because they just let her go, and they figure she'll run to him, so they're tailing her, and we get our escape.
Yeah, Bond gets in his car, and they put a fake dummy in the thing,
so they have the cello case, and she has her jacket and her hat, and the trolley goes by. She's in a phone booth, puts her junk on the case, and then runs into the car, and then they leave. And the trolley goes by, and it just looks like she's standing in the phone booth.
Yeah. And then he's just like, we made it out of there. And she's like, my cello. And she's like,
no.
I was like, I'll buy you a new one. She's like, you can't. And he's like, we're not going back for the cello. She's like, well, I'm not going with my cello. He's like, there's no thing you can say to get me to go back and get your cello. And then it cuts to Bond being like, and her running out with the cello. And
it's so good to he's so pissed in the car, like her trying to get it, and he's like, just put it in. We're gonna get caught.
Yeah.
He's like, because he says like, we're only gonna have like 10 minutes before he checks on the dummy that's propped up, and that's about right. And they call it in, and they start like closing down the roads. So we get a pretty sick
chase sequence. Probably
it's got music,
the best since the motorcycle chase in Never Say Never Again.
Yeah.
We were watching, and I was like, why does this feel different? And then all of a sudden, I was like, wait a minute, is that the Bond theme?
Yep.
And I was like,
it's real good too.
Are they playing the James Bond theme during a chase sequence?
Yeah. Is this what action feels like?
Yeah. Are they using the greatest car chase song of all time in a car chase?
Yeah, that's
Why?
so good.
Why would they do that?
It's a great chase. The first car that intercepts them gets like cut in half by Bond's laser wheels, and probably my favorite one-liner.
She's like, well, how'd that happen? He's like,
oh, what does he say? Salt corrosion or something? Yeah, road salt corrosion. Yeah. The car is sliced in half and just sliding across. And you can kind of see her being suspicious. And I see why a lot of people are like, this Bond girl is so dumb.
She's just very naive.
She's tricked. Yeah. And like, she wants to believe that it's Yogi's friend. So I imagine the first three, she's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And then once the skis pop out, you're like,
all right, what's going on here?
This seems like English engineering.
Yeah.
The Union Jack's on everything.
Who is Q? His name's all over every inch of this car.
If found, return to Q.
The chase sequence is incredible. They blow up like a semi truck.
I just remembered they blow up this Bond car too. Poor Q.
Oh yeah, because he steals. I forgot to say that. So when Bond takes the Aston Martin, Q freaks out. He's like, "That's just got a new coat of paint."
Yeah. And
so it's gonna as soon as Q says something like that, that car is fucking history.
Yep.
So they blow up a semi truck, and then like they end up popping one of their wheels.
Yeah, I forget how. I'm sure just a stray bullet hit.
Yeah.
They shoot about 4,000 rounds at him, and nothing hits him. Oh, some of them hit the back window, and he's like, "Huh, good glass." Well, Wow, it's not breaking the radio. Like,
oh yeah, he
he's just-
hacks into the police scanner, and she's like, "You hacked the police scanner." He's like, "Oh, I guess this reception's crazy out here."
Yeah, he's just flipping through the channels, and the police scanner comes on. And there's a great line from a little relationship building where she's like, "Oh my God, they're looking for a man and a woman in a car," and he goes, "Yeah, and a cello." She purposely left that out, thinking he doesn't speak the language.
No, I thought what that was supposed to be was that she's stupid,
Mm.
and she's like, "Oh, they're looking for a man and a woman in a car," and he's like, "Yeah, and a cello."
See,
Like they're looking for us.
I took it as they're like looking for a man, woman, and cello, and she goes, "Oh, they're looking for a man and a woman in a car," and he goes, "Yeah, I speak that language. They said cello also.
Yeah.
This is your fault."
Yeah. So when the wheel comes off, he uses like the wheel to like cut the cut the ice.
Yeah, he uses like the bare rim to do a donut around a cop car.
Yeah, and it sinks and it's great. And then he has like a ski
funny.
come on, and then like they drive off, and then like he puts a self-destruct thing on it.
Mm-hmm.
As it was so funny because his Nick saw some skis, and Nick was like, "These fucking skis."
The second there's like this roadblock, and you see a couple dudes in the white snowsuits, and I was like, those dudes are gonna put skis on.
And Nick was like, I'm starting to get sick of the skis.
Yeah. I was like, every movie's just gotta have skis in this.
I mean, it could have been worse. They could have put the Beach Boys on.
Yeah, that was awful.
Yeah. Can you imagine if they did that to Timothy Dalton?
No, honestly, they treat him pretty well in this. Like this, he's a cool Bond.
Yeah. So there was a deleted scene where they did some Roger Moore ass shit to him, but they deleted it.
They did what?
They deleted us. There was a scene in the movie that was some Roger Moore ass shit, and they deleted it.
Good.
It was when he was running away from shooting someone later in the film, and he's running from like the guards, and wherever they fucking were, and there was a carpet on a clothesline. He jumps on the carpet, and it's like Aladdin.
Oh no! I'm so glad they cut that. Why do they think that shit's funny? Like, why are you using like prop gags? You Carrot Top? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, and so when Bond decides to hit the self-destruct button, and he gets out, and he's like, "I'm actually kind of glad you brought that cello." And they open it up, and they fucking start sledding it, and he's using the cello as like a
little
oar.
like oar, yeah.
Yeah.
And it gets shot.
And he's like,
"I'm sorry."
And they end up passing the border, and he's just like, he throws the cello up in the air, and he catches it. He's like, "We have nothing to declare."
Yeah, there's he hands her the passport, and he's like, "Wave this at them."
Yeah. "We have nothing to declare," and she's like, "Except this cello."
And then they just happily ever after fly down the street.
Yeah, then the credits roll, and that's the end of the film.
Yeah.
So I think that all in all, it was a pretty nice little movie. No. They go to Tangiers. So Yogi, we told MI6 that Pushkin's going to be in Tangiers, and they can kill him there. But you know who else is in Tangiers is Brad Whitaker. Brad Whitaker is our secondary villain of the film.
Yeah.
Some people consider him the villain of the movie, and I don't, understand.
I don't think he's the mastermind behind this.
Yeah, I don't understand why people have, such harsh brain damage there. But it's clearly Yogi. Yogi's clearly the villain of the fucking movie. But Brad Whitaker is more like an overblown henchman.
Yeah. Well, it's like he's almost like a third party villain.
Yeah.
Like he's definitely a bad guy, but he's trying to do his own thing, and that's not really what they're focusing on. Mm-hmm. They're focusing on the people who are working with him.
Yeah. So Pushkin comes to visit him. We see that
the wax figures
of him as dictators, and he's kind of stares off at him, and then he's just, "Hey, Pushkin, what's going on, buddy?" And Pushkin's like, "Yeah, like these are all butchers, dude." And he's like, "No, they're surgeons cutting society."
They're surgeons.
Yeah. See, this is the stuff I think Walken would have been better at, but the reason why I kind of now disagree with myself on it is because he isn't actually the main villain. I remembered it as he was the main villain because everyone has been telling me he's the main villain for years, and then rewatching it, I'm like, oh no, he's not.
Yeah.
But if this was the main villain, then that's Walken, baby.
Yeah,
But he's
because
in 3 scenes in the whole movie.
so he has a plan that he just wants the opium. He's like, I don't care if he's dead. I just want my opium.
Yeah.
Like, I could care less about Yogi. I'm doing this, and I'm gonna buy guns.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get a ton of money.
He's using Russian funds to buy opium, which we find that out later. But he puts with Pushkin's there. He's like, yeah, I want our money back because like you promised
just in your account.
Yeah, and like you're showing us the guns, but like you haven't given us them, and also like you haven't ordered anything.
And it's $50 million.
Yeah, so you should probably give those back. And he's just like, as a soldier, I don't. We have my word. And he's like, you were kicked out of an academy for cheating. Like you're not a soldier.
Yeah.
Like you're a fucking weirdo. Which is why I would have loved walking
playing
there.
soldier.
He's like, you have my word as a soldier, and he's like, you were kicked out of the academy. He's like, those are lies and rumors made by my competitors.
Yeah, but I like this. It's like heavier set guy, and I was like, oh, they're just like,
yeah, it's a guy from like New Hampshire.
Yeah, he's just like trying to play McCarthy or something, and then it comes out that he's just like a gun dealer who's like posing as a military guy because that was his dream to be that, and it was taken from him.
Yeah, he thinks he's
like, okay. I like that. That kind of works for me. I like that.
Yeah, he thinks he's some great military mind where he like recreates battlefields, and he's just like, they could have done this and it would have been better. And it's just like he's an armchair fucking general.
Yeah, that's perfect.
It's like those YouTubers who are like, oh, I could have done that better, and then they make a movie and it sucks. It's like that's what he is.
Yeah.
He's like a Channel Awesome guy.
You did it.
I did do it. I love Channel Awesome.
You said it. Yeah.
Fucking, call it like it is. Bond.
I don't get it.
Huh?
I don't get it.
I don't get it. Me watching The Fifth Element.
Oh yeah, we didn't mention it. There's a very specific still in the title sequence where I was like, "What is this? The Fifth Element?" It was lighted weird, and they had like the white striped dress type thing on. I was like, this is very random.
We then have scenes of Kara and Bond getting to know one another, and how. And she's basically the big information that's given here is that Yogi bought her this cello, and he's like, that's an expensive fucking cello. How the fuck did you do that?
Because it's named. He was like, what?
Yeah.
And then it's explained to him by
Kara.
I almost said Felix.
Yeah, Bond and Felix on a romantic fucking horse ride.
Man, I wish.
Yeah, and then I believe we have the next scene, which is Yogi. No. So Bond goes to the hotel, and gets his usual room.
No, not his usual room.
Oh yeah, he wants a 2-bedroom because he doesn't want to seem like a pervert. And then he calls British Intelligence, and he's just like, put all this on Yogi's credit.
Yeah, and he asks for opera tickets, which is where they're gonna go tonight.
On Yogi's credit, and then they buys her a very expensive dress on Yogi's credit.
Yeah.
And then we cut to Yogi at the pool with Milkman and Whitaker.
And a party of babes.
Mm-hmm. And Whitaker is basically, Whitaker wants to see you, Yogi, and Yogi's like, oh my god, I guess I'll do it.
Give me my hat back.
And
get in the pool.
Yeah, he pushes the girl into the pool, and then him and the milkman talk to Whitaker, and Whitaker's like, Pushkin is kind of wants his money back, and blah blah blah. And he's just like, dude, he's gonna be dead in like tomorrow.
Yeah,
just let Bond do it. And he's like, Bond hasn't killed him yet, so I don't think he's going to.
Yeah.
Send the milkman, and the milkman's like, they know who I am.
Yeah,
like they would know immediately that I'm there to kill him. And then he's just like,
my friends are still Russian.
Yeah, and he's like, dude, I don't care, just fucking do it. And that's it. So milkman's gonna have to go kill Pushkin.
That almost like supports the argument more of him being the main villain, but I still don't think he is. I still think Yogi is.
He's the main villain in the way that Blofeld's the main villain in
Thunderball.
Dude,
look at you. That's good.
Thanks, Nick.
That's good.
Yeah, he's you know who he is? He's fucking Rosa Club.
Which one's that?
From Rush for Love.
Okay.
The girl with the pointy shoe.
Yeah. No. Sometimes I just need the movie name.
Yeah.
I'll be like,
and Yogi is Grant. He's the one pulling the fucking strings. He's the one actually doing shit.
And fake Grant is like fake Grant.
Yeah. Fake Grant is still Eric from For Your Eyes Only.
Yeah.
Bond and Kara go to the opera, and Saunders is there, and they'll make it, and Kara is looking gorgeous here. Whatever fucking that cardigan thing she's wearing, fucking beautiful.
Versace.
Oh, it looks gorgeous. She looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
God,
It's
if
cool.
she's listening to this
Got
podcast, which I know she's not, you're beautiful. You're gorgeous.
We'll get it to her for you.
Yeah. Saunders is looking at him miserably, and he's like, "That's that girl with the fucking cello. That was the sniper. Why you didn't kill? Why didn't you kill her?" And he's just like, "Bro, I'm fucking getting information out of her. I'm pretending to be Yogi's fucking friend.
I'm a spy."
Yeah. And he's like, "You know what? Yogi bought her a fucking cello called this, like the something Rose." And he's like, "Cellos have names?" He's like, "Yeah, they have fucking names, dude. Now go find out who fucking bought that thing in New York."
Boom.
And he's like,
all I got to risk is my pension.
Yeah. And it's like, and I like that Saunders is now coming on the Bond side, and like, they have a nice little relationship, which kind of makes it upsetting that like I think they kill him off a little too early.
Yeah, I think it definitely could have been a couple more scenes of them relationship building, because it's like, this is where I think he joins Team Bond, and he's like, "Know what? Yeah, I'll do this without approval. Let's do this."
I think that this would have been better if he was someone we had known.
Yeah.
Like
if Felix.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want them to kill Felix.
Well, because they're saving it for the next one. But they don't kill him. But get over it. It's a revenge movie for Felix. But I think Saunders would have been good if it was a character that we had like a random MI6 person that we had seen in like a Bond movie previous or something.
Yeah. We always want them to bring people back, but they never do.
Yeah, no. Would have been good. You know who would have been good if it was fucking Triple X.
Yeah, maybe. Would Triple X help him with the woman though?
Because he's like, something's fucky's going on in the KGB, and I know that you don't like that shit.
Ooh, yeah, you're right. That'd be pretty good.
I don't know.
Of course. Somehow you get your officer pal and Triple X into every script.
Yeah. My officer pal, who?
Yes.
Oh, Mr. J.W. Pepper. Say his fucking name. Show the man some respect.
We're going to get like the equivalent of demonetized for saying his name too many times.
Yeah.
People will just stop listening.
Actual slur. And then they go to a carnival, which is really... I know people criticize this scene being like, it's weird that Bond's doing all these things. It's like, fuck you, let the guy have some fun. He's in a bumper car.
I think it's interesting that they're in the same wardrobe.
Yeah. I like it.
I think it's all right. She's probably in like a $7,000 outfit and hugging a 45-cent stuffed animal.
I like it. I think it looks nice.
I think it's all right. I understand why people are like, what?
No, it's not even the fact that Bond's in a tuxedo that they're upset about. They're upset that Bond is there.
Yo, Bond was a clown, bro. Get over it.
And the person that one of the people who had that problem with
Don't
this
say Moonraker
is
guy.
like, that's one of their favorite movies is Octopussy. So I'm like, dude,
yuck.
I love it. I love
like
the
it.
shot of Bond on the roller coaster with her and her like in like the scene with that moment when like they're walking and then they get like the horror thing scares her and like that look they give and then she's like let's go on the Ferris wheel and when he's on the Ferris wheel he sees the guy, he sees Saunders, but then Saunders sees the milkman. He doesn't know who the milkman is, but the milkman knows who Saunders is.
It's good. And Bond sees the balloons.
Yeah,
which is important.
He does see the balloons. Another good bit is Bond is at a shooting range thing, and the guy's like, "No more.
Yeah, please.
Just take a fucking
stop."
animal."
Yeah. He goes, you can only hit this perfectly so many times.
Yeah.
I don't have that many stuffed animals.
And then her and Bond are stopped on the Ferris wheel, and she's like, "Why did it stop?" I'm like, "That's how a Ferris wheel works."
Yeah. Yeah, they usually stop so people can get on and off.
Mm-hmm.
But he arranged it.
Yeah, I don't know why that was a thing.
Yeah, I think it's a little weird.
Yeah, and then he kind of like he's like, let's just let it happen. And then
Baby, I love you.
Yeah, and they start kissing, and she's like, I don't know what it is. The last 2 days, all I can think about is being with you. And it's like, well, you've been with him the last.
It might have to have been something with him being right there.
Like, I don't know, and they start making out, and then when they come back down, they're like, do you want to go up again?
Yeah, because they come down and they're still making out on the ground while everybody's looking at them.
Yeah, and she's like, and she's adorable. She's like, oh, and they get off, and well, they didn't get off, but they get off of the Ferris wheel. And then he goes into this cafe where Saunders is waiting. But what he doesn't know is that the milkman has planted a bomb
on the sliding glass door, which is operated by like a big piston, which a little weird.
It was the 80s. Might have been the thing.
No, maybe it's a World's Fair.
Yeah,
they're showing it's a showcase of the revolutionary door technology.
Yeah, and basically he's like, yeah, Yogi was sold. It wasn't bought by Yogi. It was bought by Brad Whitaker, and he's just like,
got him, the arms dealer.
Yeah,
perfect.
He's like, they're working together. And after that, Saunders is like, yeah, dude, we're killing it. And he's just like, and Bond is like, dude, thank you. And he's like, no, mention it, Bond. Actually, you're a pretty good guy. I'm sorry I was such a dick to you in the beginning.
I kind of love you.
Yeah. I think maybe after this mission we should fuck, maybe. I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas. All right, I'll see you later, buddy.
That's why Bond gets so mad.
Yeah. He's like, yes, I've been working. Dude, since 1962, I've been boring him down.
It's worked.
Yeah, and then the milkman kills him.
Yeah, he blows up the piston on the door and it slams shut on our poor boy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get some amazing acting.
Yeah, there's a balloon left, and he grabs the balloon and it says Schmina. And yeah, Schmegma, and he grips it and explodes, and you see like the rage on Dalton's face.
Yeah. And
then you hear Kara go, James, what's wrong? And he looks up and he sees the balloon. He jumps the fence, and he pulls out his gun and he aims it at a little boy. And Dalton, if Moore was doing it, he would have opened the gate slowly and then been like, excuse me, sir. Oh, no, it's a child. It's a fake gun. And he would have put it away. But Dalton, he jumps over the fence. He puts it out, and he sees the kid. He immediately puts it away.
Yeah, hoping like I can be in his position and be like, please don't have seen the gun. Please don't tell people I have a gun.
Yeah, but they clearly saw that he had a gun.
Yeah, it's
as they run away from him.
It's so good.
And then she's like, James, like, did you get the message from him? He's like, who? From Yogi? Yeah. I got the message. And it's so well acted. Oh, my God.
And he's kind of sweating.
Oh, he's sweating a little bit.
He looks a little perfect right there, but
he was sweating when he was mad.
Yeah, when he was on the ground, he was sweating. I wish he was sweating right now.
Don't worry. In the next movie, Timothy Dalton sweats 90% of the movie.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we're the only people that have this criticism. Or this, like,
I want
weird
him to
thing.
be dirty.
Yeah. Like, I want that fucking tuxedo shirt to be fucking black by the end of this movie.
Maybe, like, ripped a little bit. Maybe. He jumped a fence in a tuxedo and nothing happened.
I've done worse in a tuxedo.
Like what?
Never
mind.
Let's
not figure this out.
me and Pork were wearing tuxedos once, and we at like a wedding, and we skateboarded, and
oh, nice.
I like fell off, and it didn't rip the tux.
Oh, I'm surprised. I feel like they're so fragile.
But also, Bond gets tuxedos tailor-made to not rip.
Yeah, they're also probably gadgets.
I'm dead serious. That's in the. And Sean and Dr. No.
Yeah, they talk about the place he goes, right?
Yeah, well, the place that he goes, they were like, Sean, I want you to wear the tuxedo, and I want you to like sleep in it, and just treat it like shit all day. And it didn't wrinkle, nothing.
That's cool.
It was perfect. So, Bond has a really good fucking tailor.
Yeah.
And then Bond goes to go kill Pushkin, and where is it? Tangiers?
Yeah, I think they're still there.
Okay.
Or he's still there at least.
Yeah.
So we're back there from wherever we just were at the carnival.
Probably Germany.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was very German.
Yeah, and this is a very good scene.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. You hear that a lot for like the first 2 acts.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick, we'll get to it later.
I don't know. This might be my favorite scene in the movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to start defending the third act, but really?
No, I think the third act's good, but I think this whole scene, not to spoil it or anything, but the whole from moment of I'm watching you from outside to the running away after the fake murder is so good. That's like perfect espionage.
I still think the best scene in the movie is the sniper sequence.
The sniper, it's very good. I think I like this more from the espionage. I mean, it might be because he's on his own.
Maybe.
For in my head. Because the whole bedroom scene stuff, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, so Pushkin goes to go give things to his like
I don't
flowers
know.
to his wife.
His SO.
Yeah, and she looks terrified, and he's like, "Is something the matter?" And the door closes behind him, and Bond's there with a silencer pistol.
Yep.
And he's like, "This isn't a social call." And he's basically like 2 words, Schmidt Schmierna. He's like, Schmidt Schmierna is like a Stalin thing that has been deactivated decades ago.
Yeah.
And he's just like, but then why?
He's like, your intel is old.
And he's like, yeah, 2 of my agents have been killed recently with Schmidt
Yeah.
Schmierna on around their body. So like, what the fuck is up? He's like, we had nothing to do with it. My condolences, but like,
Yeah.
you're on the wrong fucking thing.
Yeah, it was another Russian.
And he's like, what about Brad Whitaker? And he basically like shits on Brad Whitaker and Yogi, and he was like, I was gonna have Yogi arrested, dude. And he was like, why? And he was like, because he was stealing government funds.
Yeah.
And that's when everything clicks and Bond says like, ding. Okay. Well, let's think about this. Get up. Well, first he opens his
Yeah, he has like a
watch that alerts people.
Yeah, SOS on his watch that he hits to alert the guard outside of his room.
Yeah, and then Bond rips off the girl's gown.
Yeah.
And the guy comes in,
props her up in front of the door with her boobs out.
And the guy's like, "Oh shit!" And then Bond beats the shit out of him.
Yeah,
and then
because he walks in the room and he's like, "That's my boss's wife naked."
Yeah.
What's? And then he's knocked out.
Yeah. And then basically he's like, "All right, sit up. You go in the bathroom. We're not gonna know what Yogi wants as long as you're alive."
Yeah.
And
he's like, "Oh no, you can."
Yeah, he's like, he's just like, so then it means I have to die.
Yeah, I guess I have to die.
Yeah, and it's just like, and it's a really great scene. And I was like, oh, I wish it was Gogol. They should have just called him Gogol.
I don't know why they didn't.
Because of like, this is the same Bond. Just call him Gogol.
And that's like the.
Oh, it's because
he's at the end, but
yeah, because the thing that we liked. They gave
but
him
I think
he was sick.
They could have had him as just like.
No, they couldn't.
I think it would have been fine if they were like, "Oh, he's the president, so we give him a paycheck."
They also should have just like put him in there and just
prop up his corpse and let it do it.
Just cut his scene. Just bring him on set, give him the paycheck, cut the scene.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, because this, it's so good, and it would make so much more sense if they had this really deep personal relationship that's been forged over like 7 movies.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, it's like, oh wow, they're teaming up, Russia and America teaming up.
Yeah,
kind of random.
It just would have made more sense to also be like, oh well, like yeah, I'll play along. That's Gogol, you know. Especially because
I'm playing along that it's Bond. I can play along that it's Gogol. I'm playing along that it's Felix, Moneypenny, M.
Yeah.
Like,
in their defense, this is the first time we ever had to play along that it was Moneypenny.
No. Never say never.
Oh, shut your fucking mouth.
I'm counting it.
That wasn't connected.
It's connected. And we get to, so we see our man that we just thought Bond killed in the bedroom. We see him going up to give a little speech, but instead,
Bond shoots the fuck out of him.
We see our
the milkman
lining up the shot, but then you see Bond shoot him 3 times right in the
chest.
Yeah,
and the guy shines the light on Bond. Bond shoots the light out, and he leaves. and they have a big chase sequence. Bond is running on rooftops, yada yada yada, and he ends up getting into a car with some ladies. He's like, "Are you looking for a party?" He's like, "No, it sounds fun."
Yeah.
And they after they get away, he's like, "All right, actually, pull over here. I don't think we can party some other time." And they put a gun to his back.
Yeah. In the meantime, we cut back to not Glogol. What is his name?
This happens after that.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, he was gonna give her the money. He's like, "Not enough. Take it all."
Yeah.
And they're like, "No, like, chill out." And then we go back to Pushkin, and his wife is like devastated. She's crying, and they wheel him into this room, and then like they all leave, and she's just there with the corpse. He opens his eyes.
Yeah, he opens an eye to look around,
and he takes his jacket off, and his shirt off. He's like, "I'm sorry I had to put you through that, dear, but like, this is the one time in my life that that I'm glad that James Bond is a lucky. It's a really good fucking shot."
Yeah, and it's cool too because he has they call blood pellets. What's
like blood
the
packs?
packets? Yeah,
yeah,
and he has like
a bulletproof vest under it.
He has like 30 of them on his chest.
Yeah,
he's like, anywhere that Bond hits, blood will shoot out, and he hits him 3 times in the heart. and then he has the bulletproof vest on, and it's so good. I love it so much.
Yeah,
I love when they fake kill people.
We are introduced to
Felix. Meh.
Yeah.
Definitely not my favorite Felix.
This is the first Felix we've had in the 80s.
Yeah, it's
This
disappointing.
First time we've seen him since You Only Lived 11 Let. Well, actually, no, it's not the first time we've had him in the 80s. We had him in Never Say Never Again, but he was so forgettable that it doesn't count.
Yeah,
and we haven't had an official Felix since Live and Let Die, and this one was not the great return to form as we hoped.
Yeah, and he's out Felixed by the other 2 not Felixes in this movie, which is disappointing.
Yeah,
and I almost wish that it was only 2 characters instead of 3.
Do you think that the Afghanistan stuff was unnecessary?
So you made a good point that at first I was like, no, I like the idea of, because opium plays a big part once we get to Afghanistan in the storyline. But it could just be they're on the receiving end in wherever this is. What is the country this is in? Tekistan? Where are they right now?
You fucked me up. I can't do it now.
Oh no! Well, this we need the subtitle to pop back up on screen. Wherever they are right now, it would have made sense that it was like they received the shipment here and he intercepted it here. But I like that they go to Afghanistan.
I'm not saying going to Afghanistan is the full-on problem, but I would prefer this whole movie take place in Moscow. But
yeah,
I think that you could have fixed this Felix problem by not having like the freedom fighters in Afghanistan and this have it be the CIA.
Mm-hmm. But I am so glad that it wasn't CIA faces bad guys again. Like, I loved that it was, and I also really like horse stuff. So I was like, yeah, you ride those horses against those tanks.
Yeah. We then go back to, and basically he was like, why'd you kill Gogol? Or Pushkin, we were following him since you killed Whitaker. He's like, Phyllis, you have to talk. Let's talk shop because let's work together on this one.
You guys are a little behind.
Yeah. Whitaker and Yogi both celebrate the death of Pushkin, and Milkman's like, I literally did nothing. Bond did it, and he's like, I told you. Yeah. I told you that they did it.
I'm so good at this.
Yeah, and not only that, but Kara calls, and he's just like, how did you find me?
Yeah, you're alive? I thought Bond shot you.
Yeah, that was the plan.
Yeah. So now he knows that he has a loose end.
Mm-hmm. And then Bond goes to see Kara, and Kara's acting all fucked up and weird, and she makes him a drink, and Bond drinks the drink. And
bad spy work. He drinks first, and she doesn't drink, and he doesn't go, well, that's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
But you know who did? We did.
And he was gonna come. He was gonna come clean to her. He was gonna be like, "Listen, I'm not Yogi's friend. We're past that now." But nope. He ends up passing out, and he's just like, on your arm, you have a wound because you got shot there, and she's like, how the fuck would you know that? He's like, because I was the one sent to kill you.
Yeah, and I didn't.
Yeah, and then the milkman shows up, and then Yogi shows up, and he's basically like,
gotcha.
I'm a bad guy.
Why did they keep him alive? To just
Bond?
put him... Yeah. Oh, he's going to turn him in as the guy who killed... Yeah, okay. I was like, they brought him to Afghanistan for some reason.
Yeah, they were going to use him as a way to make Yogi a hero.
Yeah, to be like, oh, look at this. I caught the hitman that killed him.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole time I was on a secret mission that nobody could know about. I wasn't betraying anyone.
Yeah, but at the same time, wouldn't it be like, you're on a secret mission to lead them to kill Pushkin?
Nope. No, I was getting opium.
Dude, I was high on opium. I have no idea. I have no recollection what the actual mission was. I just remember it was secret.
They made me test it all. It was wonderful.
Yeah. I just remember it was off the books.
And they're flying over to Afghanistan once they get loaded in.
Mm-hmm.
We see the chest with a heart in it, and Bond is supposedly the patient for the transplant, and that's why they're all flying together, because they're all dressed up like doctors and nurses. And Bond takes a peek in, and he's like, well, that's not a human heart. That's some animal's heart, and those ice cubes are diamonds.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, there's a point where he throws Kara on the bed. I forgot to talk about that. Which brings us back to our segment we haven't had in a while. Is Bond justified using brute force on that woman? Yes.
Does he? Yeah. Does he push her hard?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He grabs her by the arms and throws her on the bed.
Oh, yeah. She has now poisoned him, and he is losing consciousness.
He was completely justified.
She is attempting date rape, and he is trying to get out of it.
He's like, was that what Goldfinger felt like? Oh, wow, I am the villain.
Are we the baddies?
Yeah, and Bond talks to her, and he catches her up to speed of what's going on in the plot.
Because she's
like,
missing a couple little details that really bring everything together for her.
Mm-hmm. And Yogi ends up saying, like, listen, put Bond in a jail cell. We're going to send him to Moscow and send her too because she's a traitor. Yeah. And she slaps him. It's a good fucking slap.
And it's so good. And he's so hard looking. Like, he doesn't move.
Yeah. And he does it. And to his credit, he gives like a great moment where he's like, listen, I'm actually going to do what I can for you. But you can play with a Siberian orchestra even if their shit sucks.
Yeah.
And it's just like, cool.
Yeah. Enjoy. Too much. Enjoy Siberia.
Yeah, and Bond and Yogi before that, Bond and Yogi have a really good conversation where Yogi kills the plan where it's basically like, I'm using the Russians' money to buy opium, and then it's going to make me a billionaire, and then I'm going to take their money, put it back in, and then buy them weapons. Mm-hmm. It's a weird plan. That's what I at least get from it.
Yeah.
That's at least
there's like, I feel like two things could have been cleared up, and it would have made perfect sense.
Yeah, I think if they establish that what Yogi wants is to take Pushkin's place,
that would have been perfect.
Then that's the thing. Like, he wants to be a billionaire and become the head of the KGB. Then I'm fine with it. But that's not what they're doing. At least from what I gather, from my basic understanding of this plot of what Yogi wants is he wants to take the money that the Russians have, buy the opium, and it'll make him, Whitaker, and Milkman billionaires, each of them will be billionaires, and they will use that, and they'll put back the money that they took from the Russians back into the account, get them their weapons, and then Yogi, and then Yogi looks like a hero. Yeah, and they would end the Afghan war. But I think you need to add that wrinkle of, I mean, I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, let us know at Mark and Nick's Excellent Podcast at gmail.com. Send us an email telling us that we're wrong. Is that it? Is that our email?
I have to figure out I think I had to abbreviate something because it was too long.
Okay.
I'll tell you in a moment.
Yeah. Tell us that we're wrong, but I think that
you could use the comment section below.
You could. But I was thinking about this on Spotify.
Go on YouTube and watch the video
as well, yeah, and tell us that we're wrong and that Yogi did not want to take Gogol's place.
Mark and Nicholas Excellent Film Podcast @gmail.com.
Thank you. So they get thrown in a cell, and we also have, oh my God, what's his name? Nick.
Who?
Who's the guy? Who's our new Felix?
Wait, what?
Cameron Shaw? Cameron
guess.
Shaw?
Shaw?
I'm going to call him...
Shaw sounds right.
It's played by fucking Art Malik. We're going to call him out Art Malik. Fuck it.
Okay. Art Malik pretending to be a poor dude locked up who is on death row.
Yeah, he's like, please, did they listen to my appeal? He's like, yeah, they're not going to hang you tomorrow. They're going to shoot you. And the Russians then hit Bond, and as he drops the...
She drops the keychain for
She
him
drops
to
the
pick
key.
up.
Yeah, and he's like, I didn't tell you to get down. I didn't tell you to get up either. And then he grabs the keychain from him, and Bond activates the
Sleeping
sun
gas. Oh, yeah,
the sun gas. And they have a nice little fight scene, and Art Malik ends up helping. Kara also helps. She takes off someone's helmet and hits him with a bucket.
Yeah, and it's pretty funny looking. It's good.
Yeah. The fat guy almost puts Bond on like a fucking paper holder.
Yeah, what you slam receipts into to pin them together.
Yeah, and then he puts his like cuffs against the guy's nose.
Oh,
it
looks so good too. I was like, damn, that would hurt.
Yeah, and then Art Malik grabs him by the arm.
Pulls him into the jail cell so he hits the door.
Yeah, and then they lock the guy in there, and they lock the other two guys in the other cell, and they're getting ready to leave. And Mark Malik's like, "Hey, I helped."
Yeah, come on.
So they throw him the keys, and he goes, "Ah!"
Yeah.
And they leave. They put on Russian jackets.
Yes,
and
there's
leave.
some uniform jackets hung by the door, so they can try to blend in a little.
Yeah, they then steal a car with a ladder on it.
Yeah.
A ladder car.
It's the Arrested Development family car, the blue staircase car.
Yeah, and they go and they get on top of that, and they jump over the fence as people are chasing them, and then what would they be called? Afghanistan Freedom Fighters?
Yeah, probably Freedom Fighters.
Okay.
They're like resistance.
Yeah, so this was made before, it's funny. Yeah. It's always funny to go back to late 80s films.
Yeah,
because like we're on their side, and then after that, and then after there's an event that happens, or if this movie, I was saying on the AMC Bondathon, this was the one that was conveniently not shown for years.
Yeah, during the Cold War, we funded Afghani fighters to fight communism, and then capitalism was like, let's go in there, and then they said, we don't want this either, and then they fought capitalism. So this movie would be very different now.
Yes. It's just it's so weird.
Yeah. So they bump into the freedom fighters and they get put up at gunpoint because they're in Russian uniforms. And the freedom fighters do not like the Russians.
Yeah, and Art Malik is like, they're with me.
Yeah, he superhero jumps over the fence, lands and goes, yeah, those aren't Russians. And then everybody's like, oh, okay. Yo, what's up? You want a horse?
Yeah. Then they go to Art Malik's place, and Art Malik, and they're like, listen, we got to fight the Russians because we got to stop Yogi and them. And Art Malik is like, no, we don't. He's like, that's going to waste way too many men, and I don't have the gunpower or the manpower to do that, so you can eat a dick.
He goes, I'm not giving you a gun, and I'm not giving you a horse.
Yeah. Two things that he eventually gives them.
Yes. And a bomb.
Yeah. And then Bond and Kara have an argument because Bond is like, I have to do it regardless. And she starts freaking out at him. And she says something in Russian. He's like, what does that even mean? He's like, back kind of horse. And he's like, are you calling me a horse's ass? And then they fuck. Which was funny because Nick was like, I don't think I've ever watched a Bond movie where I've wanted two characters to fuck more.
Yeah, it took so long. Usually it takes like 15, 20 minutes max.
Yeah.
This
like he fucked Tracy like second meeting.
Yeah. Seconds.
He paid for it too.
Yeah. This was good. I felt like their relationship actually was built.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. This is good. I like how this is done.
Yeah.
And then we jump to the operation that's happening the next day, and we find out that the freedom fighters are actually having deals with the Russians to sell them opiates, to get them money and arms to... Wait. Why would the Russians buy opiate from them to fund them fighting them? I guess it's because it's his, like, off-branch. Like, it's they're dealing with not Russia. They're dealing with, like, the phantom ring within Russia.
Nick, don't think about it.
Yeah, this is a little weird.
This is why the movie should have taken place in Moscow.
Yeah, so they're selling the opiate to our boy, and the deal is going down, and Bond's like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah, and he's like, dude, we make a lot of money off of this.
Yeah,
he's just like, then why are you fighting? And then
whatever.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go blow it up.
Yeah, he puts a bomb in the thing, but then the thing closes, and he's like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I guess I'm going for a ride.
Yeah, and he ends. Well, first he figures out it's opioids, and he's like, this is pure. This is where it's all revealed that it's like, oh, opioids.
Yeah, because they are in like medical looking bags. They have the Red Cross on them and everything. A clever.
This
disguise.
is a very convoluted third act. You can see why I don't like. I like it.
It gets confusing fast.
Yeah, this is like a part where I'm just like a little iffy about.
Yeah.
And because, like I said, I think they should have just stuck in like maybe like East and West Berlin.
Yeah. And so Bond's in the truck loaded with opiate. They're rolling back to the base.
It's a plane, right?
Well, right now they're driving back to the plane.
Okay, yeah.
And she goes, "We can't let him go," and grabs a gun and rides after the convoy. And our boy is just surrounded by his soldiers and is like, "Women," and then charges into a battle after them.
Yeah, and I don't know. And they start fucking with the Russians.
Fight,
yeah. Bond puts the bomb on there. He's in the plane. The plane starts moving, but Bond stops. He grabs a machine gun, and starts shooting. And he's like, "Don't shoot the plane! Don't shoot the plane! It will damage it because they need that plane
because it's an expensive prop.
One is an expensive prop, but two, like they need that plane to transfer the opium.
Yeah.
So it's like that's the only way they can get that off of there, and they need it as quickly as possible.
Yeah, that's true. And
then the freedom fighters enter, and we start having like the big battle scene, which is like I think it's okay. I know Nick really loves it.
Yeah, I really liked it. This is probably my top 5 of the like army versus army. Thunderball being at the bottom.
Fuck you, Nick.
I just like saying it for Mark usually.
Fuck you.
It's an alright one. But this one I like a lot. It has good cutaways. I like that the centerpiece is Bond trying to get a plane out of there that everybody doesn't want to shoot.
How can you say Thunderball when fucking Moonraker exists?
Oh, Moonraker's the best part of Moonraker is their fight.
Oh, it's not when they're shooting lasers. Get out!
No, it's
get out of here.
That's the joke because it's so bad.
Oh my god, Nick. Anyway,
but dude, Jaws finding his love and saving them at the end
Shut
really
up.
redeems it.
Shut up. I think this is an okay. I think this is the best John Glenn one so far.
Oh, definitely from John Glenn's. I think it reminds me of, is it Raiders?
Yeah.
It might be, it just gives me happy vibes from that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I remember this.
Yeah. Kara ends up chasing the plane.
Yeah, it's so stupid. It's another like, Bond, don't leave me.
Yeah, and he's like drive into the thing, and she's like
drive into the back of the plane because it's a cargo plane. She's like, oh, okay, I'll do that.
I love her. She's fantastic.
There are a couple points where I'm like, I think she's all right, but besides those, I love her. I think she does great.
I'm gonna hit with a controversial opinion.
Oh no, she's my favorite.
No,
okay,
Tracy's
okay.
I don't think anyone ever dethrones Tracy, dude.
Good.
I think that she might be my third.
Yeah, I think she is my
so
third.
far.
I think it's Tracy, Domino, and her for me.
Yeah.
Oh no, I really like Solitaire. She might be 4. I'll have to think about this actually.
I think she's better than Solitaire.
Yeah, I really like Solitaire though.
I know you do.
Yeah, back to my favorite action scene. We get the plane taking off now with her Jeep in the back,
Yeah.
and they're in the cockpit together. And oh my God, they're going down the runway. Another plane's coming.
Yeah, and
Oh
they
my
they
goodness.
barely evade it. Milkman jumps on the plane. Yogi gets hit by the other plane but doesn't die.
Yeah,
Dumb.
it's so stupid. It looks like they wrote it to kill him and then went, we should actually probably have him after this to explain some more stuff. So like, just show him driving off in a flaming Jeep and then he jumps out.
It should have been Whitaker. It should have just been Brad Whitaker.
Yeah, that could
And then
work.
Yogi could have escaped, and Yogi's
Or-
at Brad Whitaker's estate, and then you have the same exact scene play out the way it does, but instead of Yogi dying, he gets hurt, and then that's when Pushkin's just like, bring him back to Moscow in a diplomatic bag. You just
Oh yeah, I think that scene's almost worth this. Because I was gonna say, just kill him and just have Wicker just be better, make him like the full villain, but they like don't.
I think Yogi's a more interesting villain than
Oh,
Whitaker.
I think he is too.
So that's why I'm like, don't make Whitaker
Or-
full on. Just
Or we get rid of the second plane, and we just have him take off, and then Yogi be pissed that he didn't get on the plane. But
I think that's a
Milkman
good place
did.
to kill Whitaker, though.
But Whitaker's not even here.
That's what I'm saying. You put him there. Why is he not there?
Why
Nick?
would he be in Afghanistan?
Why not?
I don't know, because
He's checking on the opium that he's buying.
But it's like, that's what the middleman's for.
But
That's
it's in
why
his
Yogi's
name.
here. I guess you're right.
I-
I don't think I would like that more.
If Whitaker dies, and then when he goes back to Whitaker's estate, it's Yogi, and Yogi's trying to get the fuck out of there, and Bond
Yeah.
gets there before he does.
Yogi's dressed up and
no, he doesn't be dressed up.
all the wax figures are changed to him instead. Yeah.
And the
No, I
same
think
scene
it
can
could
play
work.
out the way it does. It's just that instead of getting killed, he gets hurt. He gets fallen over, and that's when Pushkin enters.
Yeah, I think like Wicker's character is just made so much better from the tables where he's like, "Oh, hey Bond, look, they could have done
Look at
this
my
and
toys."
killed 30,000 more people and won the Civil War." I'm like, "Oh, you're a lunatic. Oh,
Yeah.
you think you're like top-notch general guy? Okay."
Yeah, but that's also like
They could have done it.
that's
earlier
Doctor
and
No
stuff,
level
too.
shit though. That's I got introduced in the third act, and I'm going to tell you my thing, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to be actually that cool.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, maybe they could have added.
It also
that
would have
somewhere in the
fulfilled
middle.
better because then you could have seen Whitaker put a general plan, and seen how bad he is as a general.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been really good. Instantly dies as soon as he's in charge of a unit.
Exactly.
Ah, that'd be so good.
Yeah. Anyway, the Milkman and Bond fight on. So like the
Not
Milkman's
on
on
the plane.
They're on the
Outside the plane.
Yeah, they're outside the plane. They're fighting with like the opium like bags, and Kara's flying the plane,
She's supposed to be flying in a straight line
and she's fucking up.
without moving the yoke, and she's doing 360s on that thing.
Yeah.
She's opening the back door.
Mm-hmm. There's
And,
also the bomb still on the plane.
Yes, and every now and then it cuts back to it ticking down.
Mm-hmm.
But we got Bond and Milkman holding on to the netting that was holding the cargo in
Mm-hmm.
outside of the plane.
Yeah,
And we get this brutal kill. I think it's pretty brutal. It looks like Mark doesn't think it's that brutal.
I mean, I feel like it's not that brutal.
I think slowly cutting the laces on your boot while a guy's holding on to it, begging you not to cut them. And it takes like 3 or 4 swipes of the knife for him to cut all his laces. And then the boot slowly gets pulled off and he just rockets out. I loved it.
I think it's fine. I don't think it's brutal. I think for me, brutal is,
What,
Dr. No.
He stabs his hand. What, he unties his boot?
No,
and lets go?
Dr. No is a brutal murder, or
what do
even
you-
For Your Eyes Only is a brutal murder.
What when Dr. No gets thrown in the water?
No, when he's in the hose.
Oh,
How do you
that's
forget
brutal.
this scene every time we talk about it?
Hey, I keep forgetting it's in Dr. No. I'm shocked that it's that early, I think.
Yeah,
Like in the series.
yeah. I feel like that is way more brutal. Or like Bond
Yeah.
leaning over and grabbing a harpoon and shooting it through a guy into a tree. That's more brutal than cutting his boot laces off for me.
I think the
Or
harpoon
even-
gun I don't think is good if it wasn't in that scene. If that was just like in something else, I'd be like, ha, he stuck it to him. Where in this one, it's like looking in the dude's eye and being like, goodbye.
I think John Glenn's done more brutal. With,
I think he has.
For Your Eyes Only when he kicks the car down.
Oh, that's fucked up. Like that's brutal.
Yeah.
You go, haha.
Yeah, Bond defuses the bomb with 2 seconds left to go. Kara almost crashes us into a fucking mountain.
We get the rear projection I was talking about earlier. We get in the cockpit and we see Bond's point of view looking at her, and behind in the background of the cockpit is the top of a mountain.
Yeah.
That they're going straight into.
Yeah. And Bond he saves the day, and then Bond looks
pulls right
over and the Russians are about to kill the freedom fighters on the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
So Bond grabs the bomb, puts the 9-second timer on it, throws it on the bridge. The bridge is gone.
Yep.
Then the fuel lines begin to fade. So Bond is like, okay, we have to do one last stunt for the movie, and he's like, there's no runway, even though there's like.
It's shot pretty well to start with. He goes, oh my god, there's nowhere to land, and
Yeah.
it shows a mountain range, and you're like, okay, yeah, I believe that Afghanistan looks like that, and you're not going to be able to land on a 90-degree angle rolling down the hill. And he goes, we're gonna jump the Jeep out the back, and then they land in the flattest 100 acres I've ever seen.
Yeah, and then the plane explodes, and they're like, huh.
They know what? Even the miniature that the plane, it hits like a cliff. It doesn't even hit like a mountainside.
Yeah.
Like they could have made it in the miniature, make it look way more mountainy.
Yeah, it's not a great sequence.
Damn, do you think they ran out of budget and they were like,
Probably.
I mean, definitely for safety for the stunts, they had to do that there. Like flying a plane that low and anything besides where they did would have been insane.
Yeah,
But-
I said I think the third act is a little.
Yeah.
I like it. I think this is I think it's a really great movie, but I think that this has some third act problems.
Yeah.
Where I think,
Absolutely.
I think honestly, does not having it in Afghanistan would have fixed the majority of it.
Mm-hmm.
You could have had Felix and Bond in West Berlin, in East Berlin, just doing espionage shit, and then you
Yeah.
could have had a big action sequence throughout Berlin, which would have been fucking incredible.
And I wonder if I would have liked this Felix character if they built on it more.
Yeah, because
'Cause
you
I
wouldn't
might
have
not-
had you wouldn't had to have Art Malik.
Yeah, and because he kind of steals the Felix show.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
I mean Saunders already stole it too.
Yeah, it's also tough when you start with a better one.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, cool, we're gonna get Felix now, and then you're like, can we get the other guy back?
yeah. Then
Can we have the girls in the car back?
Yeah, can we have Bambi and Thumper returns?
Yeah.
Then Bond shows up to Whitaker's house, and he's like, and you hear Felix being like, all right, James, you got a guard at the pool where you are, blah, blah, blah. And then Bond punches the guard. He's like, all right, he's in. It's like, you need Felix's house to hit a guard?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, we have our pigeon,
Yeah.
our John Glenn pigeon.
Yeah.
Um,
It's the best
and
gag.
then he meets, do you think you wouldn't have cared if I didn't point it out to you?
What?
Do you think you would have picked up on that if I didn't point it out?
I don't know if I would have picked on that it's been him doing it, but I probably would have been like, can they fucking stop with the bird? Like this one is the only good one was, I forget which movie it
For
is.
Your Eyes
The
Only.
Monastery.
For Your Eyes
Yeah.
Only.
And I'm like, okay, yeah, he goes in to grab a pigeonhole and a dove flies out at him. Like that's pretty funny. And then it's like, oh, every movie since then? Okay.
Then he fights Whitaker. Whitaker and him basically talk there, and it's just
We
like,
get the plan explained to us.
yeah, and he's like, oh, you guys want my opium, dude? You can kick Yogi. I don't care.
Yeah.
He says, just give me my opium. And Whitaker's playing with toys, being like, Lee should have done this in the fucking Battle of Gettysburg, blah blah blah. And then I don't know, this is weird. And then he does this thing where he presses a button and a gun holster thing opens and hits Bond in the knees, and then Whitaker grabs guns. They start shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Bond shoots at Whitaker, even though he's clearly has like a shield in front of him. And
Yeah,
then-
it has like If you've ever played Rainbow Six Siege, he's like Blackbeard. He has the bulletproof shield at the edge of his gun, so it can't.
Yeah.
You can stick your head up and not get shot in the face.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Bond would have shot 3 times, noticed it didn't work, and then shot him in the kneecaps.
Yeah. Well, I only noticed it because he was like, "Oh, your bullets are nothing for the most advanced body armor," and I was like, "That's not really body armor." And he has a couple black spots on his uniform when he dies, and I was like, "Oh, those." He probably shot him in the chest.
But that's impossible because the glass has 8 bullets on it.
Let's see, because I think these first 2 hit his chest. No, yeah, see, he gets hit in the arm and once in the chest.
Oh,
And then he unloads in the face mask. And in real life, the face mask would eventually break. But apparently I almost said robes. His uniform is also the most advanced body armor ever, and it doesn't even wrinkle from a bullet getting shot at it.
okay.
It's
Bond
dumb.
ends up using the whistle. He puts it on a statue, and he does like the wolf whistle, and Whitaker's like, "Huh, what?" And then it blows up, and he dies.
Yeah.
Then a guard comes in, and Bond is about to die, but then he gets mowed down by a machine gun. Pushkin walks in with some KGB guys. They bring down Yogi, and Yogi's just like, "Oh, thank God they've been keeping me here. Oh, that's so good to see you, Pushkin." Pushkin's like, "Oh, it's good to see you too, Yogi. You're going back to Russia." And it's great because it's a moment where he's like hugging Pushkin. Yogi's like looking at like Bond like, "Huh."
I can't wait for my one-liner, Bond. I know you love these.
Yeah. And then Yogi's looking at Bond, being like, "Haha, I got you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna get out of this scot-free, and you're fucked."
Mhm.
And Pushkin's just like, "Yes, Yogi, you're gonna go back to put Yogi on a plane back to Moscow in a diplomatic bag." And then Yogi's looking around like, "What?" And they drag him out.
That's not first class.
Yeah. And so presumably, I know a lot of people have a lot of things where they like, Yogi survived. No, he didn't.
Yeah,
Putting him in a diplomatic bag means they're going to put him in a bag because he's dead.
Body bag.
So, and then he's like, "What are we going to do with Kara?" He's just like, "She is a defector. What do you want us to do?" And Bond's like, "I think I have a good idea." And now she's playing her show, and it's great. And after that, M's just like, "Oh, that was great, blah, blah, blah." And then she's like, "I want to introduce you to General Gogol." And it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why now?
Yeah. It could have been. I wish it was Gogol the whole movie. I super appreciate them giving him a little sign off because he's never going to come back. But, man, I feel like it took so much away from the movie. If they had just done him as Gogol the whole time. And, oh, man, somebody wants to get him out? Oh, no, we love him.
Yeah.
Whereas, they want to replace the guy who is the new replacement in this movie? Okay. I don't really.
No, he's not. Well, he's a part of a different branch now. He's no longer the head of the KGB.
Yeah.
He's now a part of
Like
a certain
head of-
thing.
Yeah.
So he got her a work visa where she can come and go as she pleases through Russia and
Anywhere else, I guess.
yeah. She can just go into Russian territory and American territory and not or British territory and not have to worry about it. And then the Afghan freedom fighters come in for no reason, just to be like, "Oh, we had trouble at the airport."
Yeah.
And M's like, "I can't imagine why." And it's just like, "Shut up, M, you suck."
Oh, stop. In his defense, they're like draped in bandoliers. Like,
Yeah, they had like guns on them.
Yeah, they still have their guns.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I can see why. It's not. I was just saying that because Robert Brown's performance sucks.
Yep.
But then Art Malik is like, "Where's James?" And he's like, "Unfortunately, 007's on another mission." Blah blah blah. He's detained, and Kara looks like she's about to burst into tears. Like, I need a minute. And she goes into the thing, and she looks, and she sees 2 glasses of martinis, and she whistles, and then Bond whistles back, and the keychain's there, and then
it blows up.
Yeah. And that's the end of the original Bond series. It's sad that Timothy Dalton only got 1 Bond, but what can you do?
I thought he got 2.
No. Anyway, but she gets on top of him, and he's like, "You don't think I missed this performance?" And they kiss and they fuck, and the credits roll.
Yeah, and nobody catches them, and it's so much better.
Mm-hmm.
Were you waiting for Q to pop his head out from under the bed and be like, "Oh, Bond"?
Oh, Bond, always messing with my property. Takes the keychain and leaves.
So you blow up my car, I'm gonna blow up your girlfriend.
Now we're even, 007.
I told you it was a fresh coat of paint.
Yeah. Now she's got a fresh coat of paint.
Oh, no.
And that's the end of the movie. That's the Living Daylights, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do the
Pretty good.
Let's do the things we actually the fun part.
So we're gonna do our rating system where we rate a couple categories. 0 out of I guess half out of 5 points. We start with the pre-title sequence.
I thought we talked. I think we start with Bond.
No,
I don't know how this format works. I've only been doing it for fucking 17 episodes.
A little behind the stage for everybody. I have a notepad that I pull out every time that has them in the same order, and Mark jumps around in the order every time, and I have to figure out which way we're going. But normally we start with pre-title, then go into title sequence,
5.
and then Bond. Yeah, the pre-title was excellent. I love the misdirects of jumping around between the different double O's. I like the setup of our villain. Well, our henchman, I guess. And then the car chase is good.
Oh, the car chase is excellent. Probably the best car chase we've had since...
I don't know, because I like the other car chase in this, I think, more.
That's fair.
Yeah. It's still good.
Well, like I said, it was the best since.
Oh, yeah. It just instantly gets beat.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good point.
That happens a lot in GoldenEye, where
Good.
it's like, dude, this is the best Bond thing since this. Wow, that was better than that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that was better than that.
I can't wait.
Holy shit.
Was there anything else you wanted to add for the pre-title?
Pre-title sequence is so good is because we get to see more double O's. We see you see
I
Timothy
love the
Dalton.
training stuff.
Yeah. It's like they took like the things that were good about Never Say Never Again, and they actually improved on it.
And they went, "Oh man, people liked that."
Yeah.
And that wasn't us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like this feels a lot like they watched Never Say Never Again, and we're like, let's take some notes, because this is also a bad movie, but there's good things in it.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I loved it. I think it's the best one
Since a while.
since Spy Who Loved Me, but even then, I think it's more on par with. For me, I think the last, my favorite pre-title sequence before this one is Thunderball.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like the jetpack and I like all that stuff. But
yeah,
I think this is the best one. Actually, and also in terms of ones that actually affect the plot of the film.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah,
this one's the best one so far.
Oh, absolutely. And this almost feels like a separate. Like, it takes things I like from both of them and perfects it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like the idea of a separate mission, which this is, and it just happens to have a little bit that plays into the storyline of this later. Because you're like, oh, it's the same guy who killed 004. Huh. The next thing is title sequence, which the song's great.
Song's a banger. I'm gonna give it 4 stars, baby, because I know Nick cares about the title sequence stuff.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, he's breaking the system. I'm going to give it 2.5 because the song is perfect and the scene is not.
Yeah.
I guess I'll give it a 3.
Because for me, these things were cool when I was a kid, and then as an adult, they're what I listen to while I scroll through my phone waiting for the movie to start.
Yeah.
So while I'm scrolling, I'm hearing The Living Daylights by Aha, so that's always a great fucking time.
Yep. It's a good one. The next one's Bond.
1 star, dude.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I'm
going to
kidding.
give it 5 1-stars.
Yeah.
He's so good. It's just like what you said, where he took parts of everything I liked from everybody and embodied it in one person.
Yeah.
It's good. I can't wait to see the next one and see if he's my favorite.
So let's get in depth about Dalton. I like his sensitivity.
Yeah.
He has the George Lazenby the best moment I can say is from On Her Majesty's Secret Service when he sees Teresa in the room and she holds the gun at him and grabs her by the arm and twists it and then he's like, who do you work for? And then there's a moment where he's like, I can make this a lot harder.
Yeah.
And he does it with like, I don't want to, but I can. And she's like, I'm sure you can, but I'm not a liar. And then he lets her go. That's how Dalton plays. He's like, he takes that and he takes the scene in Dr. No where he shoots the guy in cold blood, playing cigarette smoking, playing cards by himself, waiting to kill a guy.
Yeah.
He takes those two scenes and that's what he does. That's his Bond. And it's excellent. And I think he has this internalized rage and this but he still has the suave swagger. Well, he doesn't have the suave swagger that Connery has, but it's close. Like, he's getting there.
Yeah.
I think with like another movie or two he could have gotten to that point, but I don't think anyone's had that I have gigantic balls of Connery, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we have the I think in the next one he walks into a casino. I think that's like the test. Is we gotta see how they walk into a casino.
Scene? Yeah, you better. Ugh.
Yeah, I love everything about him. I like that he has more of like a romance to his Bond as well, where it's like, you know what, fuck it. I know he was only 23, but they should have had him be fucking in On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
I know. It would have been so sick. Because I would hope they would have kept him
for 20 years.
Yeah.
Because that would have been it.
I know. It would have been insane.
It would have been from 69 to 89.
I would take... Well, I mean, he might have been bored by this point.
Yeah.
But, like, imagine all of these instead of more. It's like,
yeah.
If more was never Bond, I would be...
Yeah.
I mean, I might appreciate everybody more because of
Roger Moore?
Of him. Like, maybe I'd be like, oh, he's not as good as Sean Connery. But in this, I'm like, oh, man. He is so much better than Moore.
Oh, yeah, it's a breath of fresh air, and it's I think this is the most drastic change since Connery to Moore.
Yeah. And even, I think it's more, honestly, in my mind. Because I didn't really like the last one, so it's like that's a big jump.
I want to talk about quality. I'm talking about just like the characterization of Bond.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like this is like if this came out right after, like let's say Diamonds Are Forever was like the last Bond movie, and they didn't make another one until this. This wouldn't have felt like that much of a leap in terms of the characterization.
No, yeah, you're right.
But with fucking that insufferable prick Roger Moore, This feels like going from fucking Tommy Wiseau to fucking like Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, it's pretty insane how like different I feel about the role in that. Like it feels like it's a spy again and not
a guy.
Yeah, like I don't even know what I was feeling with Moore towards the end because I was like, oh,
it felt like a parody.
Yeah, the fights aren't intense. It's the romance isn't there. And I don't like your dialogue delivery. I don't think I like you.
And with him, I think Timothy Dalton has his fight scenes are way better. I think his one-liners are the second best we've had so far.
Oh, dude, there's some good ones.
Yeah, I don't think in terms of his delivery, I think he's like the second best at giving them. I think
Sean Connery is
king.
Like, I don't think it's possible. Like, in
any
movie with one-liners, I think Sean Connery as James Bond is one of the, if not the best at delivering.
Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to be able to top that one.
Yeah.
I think
a Craig fan, it's not Craig.
I don't think he ever cracked a joke.
If he did, he didn't smile.
If he did, I didn't laugh. I probably cried. Yeah, no, he's almost there, and I think an issue is while I think John Glenn's direction is really good on this, I think it would have helped if they had a different director, because I think John Glenn has aspects of the Roger Moore shit still there. While he got rid of most of it, I still think there are like things about stylistically that are the same that I think that could have been pushed away if they had got somebody new. But like,
I feel that,
and I think that might have been able to help Dalton be like, no, this is a completely different thing. But I don't know. Well, we only got one more movie with John Glenn, then we'll see what happens when a new guy takes it over.
Good.
So yeah, Timothy Dalton, 5-star Bond.
Yeah, same. I got to think about if he's my favorite. Is the next big thing. Hopefully I'll know next week. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't even know where I'm going to place this movie because I really liked it.
Yeah. I was talking to Nick before we started recording where I was like looking at my top 15 so far, and I was like, so I Love Me's at number 5, and I'm like, how many movies would be above that? And I was like, Roger Moore's not going to have a single presence in my top 10.
I'm like, he might get kicked out today for me.
In your top 10, that's impossible.
Oh no, top 5. Sorry,
I was like, Nick, that's literally impossible.
I'm just gonna guess on all the other ones. This is the 15th one we've watched. Nobody got that. Or is this 16?
This is 16.
Okay, yeah. I forgot to put.
You do it, yeah.
Yeah.
You have a problem with doing that.
I remember I tried to add it on my phone, and it
was like no.
You know how like a little BTS, when I scroll on my phone, it was rearranging the order and I couldn't get to save. It just kept moving everything, and I was like, I'll do it at home. And I just never did.
Yeah. Yeah. So Dalton, 5 stars.
So good. Bond Girl's next.
5.
Yeah. She's
Kara.
So good.
Kara for me is my 3rd favorite Bond girl.
Yeah, I think she's. I really just have to think between her and Solitaire. But I know you didn't really like Solitaire. I really liked Solitaire.
No, I love Solitaire. It's just that I don't love her as much as you love her.
Yeah.
Like that's the only thing is that you think Solitaire is like the greatest thing. I think the problem with Solitaire.
The greatest thing is 3rd place.
Yeah. What is your top 5 favorite Bond girls off the top of your head?
I don't know.
You have 4 of them. You need one more. You literally only need one more, Nick.
Dude. The villain from Spy. No, what's the movie?
Thunderball?
Russia with Love.
Oh, Tatiana Romanova?
No, Pointy Shoes.
Oh, right. Or the
Club? Honestly, it might be the woman in this movie at the pipeline.
No, come on, Nick. Bond girls.
Dude, it's not Pussy Galore. Going by movie titles, it's not Diamonds. It's not.
Is it Honey Rider from Dr. No?
I'm just going through the movies quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna say all of them. Is Honey Rider?
I think it's Honey Rider.
Okay.
I went from the bottom up, and the bottom's really slim pickings.
Yeah,
because it's like really. I mean, because I have Live and Let Die pretty high.
Yeah,
like Solitaire's the only one.
I mean, my top 5 so far in the thing is number 1 is Tracy, number 2 is Domino, number 3 would be Kara, number 4 would be Fiona if she counts. If she doesn't count, then I'd put Triple X, and number 5 would be Solitaire. So you would probably put Tracy, Domino.
I'm trying to think, because I think I need to watch
all of them again.
I know, it sucks. I need to watch On Her Majesty's Secret Service again.
Why?
Because I don't know if I like Domino or Tracy more, thinking back.
I go with Tracy.
I know you do. And I think I would too.
Yeah.
Because I think
like,
a lot of the Domino stuff is because it's with Bond, like not on her own good.
Yeah.
Where I think Tracy is good on her own.
Yeah. Listen, I'm the biggest. I think it's official that I'm the biggest Thunderball fan.
Yeah.
In the world. So
but Domino's.
And I love that girl.
Well, and I talked myself out of it, and then I think it was like 2 episodes ago. You were like, "Well, let me just remind you of some stuff. I was like, oh, damn, you're right. Those are all good scenes. I really like Solitaire. I think she's going to be my third. And then
Kara's
probably fourth.
And then
it's probably Honey.
Honey or Triple X.
No, you're right. I'd pick Triple X over Honey.
Okay.
I feel like Honey's 85% nostalgia for me.
Yeah.
Just being like the OG, the beach scene.
He's like, oh yeah, underneath the mango tree, baby.
Always on repeat in my head. Was there? Never mind. I was going to say, is there one in Never Say Never Again? I can't remember.
Yeah, Domino.
No, Never Say Never Again?
Yeah, as a member of the bad Domino.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I don't think you like her.
Nick real quick forgot that Never Say Never Again's a remake of Thunderball.
Yeah.
All right, what's next? Felix? Or is it MI6?
I'm almost positive it's MI6, but you constantly make me... It's Felix.
Felix, okay.
It's Felix.
So this is going to be a complicated one. Saunders...
There's just three of them. Yeah, we'll just rate the three separately.
Yeah. Saunders is a 4.5. I love Saunders.
I'd give him a 4. I like the dynamic a lot. I wish he was there for more.
I love that he has more of an M energy than M.
Ooh, yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah.
He really does.
Yeah.
Especially when he's like, I'm putting that in the report, motherfucker.
Yeah. Especially when he's like, you missed deliberately.
Yeah.
It's just like, that's M.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And then his with Bond's relationship with him when he dies. Ooh, baby.
Yeah, that's so good.
Actual Felix, like 1.
Yeah,
does nothing.
1.5 maybe. No, yeah. I'd just go 1. He does nothing. I like their little conversation in the boat, but that's worth nothing.
Yeah,
That's just like an Easter egg of having Felix.
Yeah, and then Art Malik.
Yeah,
like 2.5.
I'm thinking 2.5, 3, but I'm leaning more towards 2. No, I'm gonna go 3 because I really like that he was pretending the prisoner. He was like, oh, what did I like? He plays up his accent and he has like dirt all over his face and stuff.
Yeah.
And then they cut back to him and he's in a palace and like washing himself in robes.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, I was in speaking in a perfect English accent. He's like, oh yeah, that's a caricature. So because they didn't know who I was.
Yeah.
And he's like a resistance leader. So
I just didn't think he
didn't do much. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like him for the battle.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine not liking the battle really takes that away from him.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. I just didn't think,
Yeah, I know you hate it.
I feel like we haven't had a great battle since Spy Who Loved Me.
Yeah, I mean, that one's insane.
Yeah.
That's such a good set, too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, MI6 is now. So we got New Money Penny, who I like. You're okay with.
Yeah, I'm fine.
M, who's...
Yeah, so, but here's my thing is with scenes with them, I'd probably give 3.
Yeah, I like the beginning thing, except the papers flying off his desk. I was like, this is dumb gag. So the bay doors of the plane you're in opened, and you had loose papers on your desk. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't like Robert Brown anymore.
Yeah,
I gave him the benefit of the doubt, and it's been too long for him. It's been 4 films.
Yeah.
Or 3 films.
It's not getting better.
Yeah.
Is it? I think it's 4.
It's 3.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Well, he was in Spy Who Loved Me, but he wasn't M, so I'm not counting it.
In my head, I was counting movies, and I counted Never.
Oh.
Which I keep doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like Robert Brown as M.
We're almost done.
He had a chance to develop. He didn't develop. This was his moment, and he didn't seize it.
Yeah.
I think he seizes it in the next one, but rip.
I'll be the judge of that.
I think this is a 3-star though, because I think that they had Timothy Dalton's dynamic with him does improve him a bit more, but I think that Timothy needed like a Bernard-Lee type guy, who just like a pissed off, like fuck off kind of guy.
I think it would have made the scenes better if it was somebody who was more like, no, just do your job.
M, 5 stars. Fantastic use of M.
M?
I'm Q.
Oh, I was like, I can't tell if he's joking, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Yeah, Q, this is perfect, Q.
Q, perfect Q. This is the Q that I like. Prankster, fucking pissed off Q.
Yeah, it was all good.
Yeah.
I even first time you see him when he picks up Yogi from the tube, I was like, yeah.
Yeah. Like that's as out in the field as I want him usually.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate his going back to the old setup of I show you thing, you use that thing.
What's the thing he doesn't use? He got something that he didn't use.
No, he didn't.
I thought he did.
Nope. He uses everything.
What's he use? The keychain?
Yep. He uses the keychain and he uses the car.
Oh no, I thought he didn't use the key, but you said he does.
And then Moneypenny, I'm gonna give 3.5.
All right. I was gonna say 4, so I don't think it's a 5 for sure, but I like it. I think it could get better if only they had more time.
Yeah, I think if Caroline Bliss had time to develop past 2 movies, like if it's say Caroline Bliss was there since 1981, we could have had something here, but I don't think she's around long enough. And I also don't know how I feel about the whole nerdy Moneypenny thing.
I'm okay with it because I think the sexual tension's there more than it was with the 2 old folks.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you're like that's comparing it to to what we had to deal with the last decade is like, you know, it's like comparing Limp Bizkit to the Beatles. You know, what are you trying to do here?
No.
Like, what do you
Comparing people
gain?
in the same roles.
I mean, fine, but it's just like it's a completely different context.
Yeah,
I don't know. Oh, it's more of like you're
context
comparing it to like the worst of the worst era.
Yeah.
And I'm like thinking back to Moneypenny with Connery, and I'm like,
yeah,
this doesn't.
Yeah,
do
I
it.
think it could have, because I mean, there's terrible stuff with Moneypenny in him too. Like the later 3 or 4 of his, I'm like, I'm not really liking this that much.
The only one that
I don't like her in The Submarine. I don't like her in
Diamonds Are Forever. It's only those 2.
Okay, so
No,
my estimate of 3 wasn't that far off from 2.
But no, From Russia with Love, Thunderball, and Goldfinger are like perfect.
And she's not in one of them or 2 of them, right?
No, she's in all of them.
Is she?
Yes.
Okay. What movies?
Because those ones follow the formula to a T.
Yeah. What's the one she's not in?
I think she's in all of them.
Okay.
Unless she's not in Man with the Golden Gun. No, she is. You're thinking of when Q wasn't in Live and Let Die.
Maybe I am. I'm not, because I remember us doing these rating systems and being like, oh, no, wasn't in this one. But
I think it was Q.
Yeah, it must be Q, because your memory's obviously better than mine.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's either that or she wasn't in Man with the Golden Gun.
Yeah.
But I barely remember that movie.
And Q was perfect, and then that's everybody at MI6.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Villain.
Villain, Yogi is a 4.5.
Yeah, I think Yogi's... I'm still a little, like, hazy on it. I wish the plan stuff was a little more straightforward, but yeah. I think he did great, even acting in the role, too, where he thinks he got away with it at the end, and then it's like, oh, no, you didn't.
Henchman, Milkman, I'm gonna give a...
do you want to count Villain as...
Whitaker's a henchman.
Okay.
To me.
Okay, so...
It's Yogi's plan.
Yeah. Milkman is like a 4.
Oh, Pushkin. Pushkin's an ally.
Oh, you're right, yeah. Pushkin's like a 4.
Yeah. I'm gonna give him 5. I love Pushkin.
Okay.
I love the whole death. I love the whole James Bond's a good shot.
I love all that stuff.
You just want it to be Gogol.
And I think that's what's taking it down, but it's probably fine. I feel like I'm robbing him because he's not an old guy who physically could not do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wish they still called him Gogol.
I know.
But he did a great job. It's no fault. And I love the bedroom scene so good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, 5 for me.
Yeah.
All right, now we go to... What? Sorry.
I was going to say, he might be one of my favorite not ally who is an ally.
Yeah.
Because it's really good. but because the Mafia was pretty good too. He's
Okay.
up there.
Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah. Henchman, we got Fake Grant.
Fake Grant Milkman. I'm gonna give him 4 stars 'cause I like him.
Yeah,
I
I'll
like
give him
his,
4.
I like his kills. I like his personality. That even though he has very little,
Yeah, his intro's good too.
he's cut as fuck.
Yeah.
He I don't know. I love him strangling people with like the headset and then the whole.
I
like,
thought. No, I guess. No, I'm fine with it. I was like, the first time I was like, yeah, that's all you got. Oh, I'm such a good henchman. I'll just use the headphones I'm wearing to kill you. But then he does it again, and I was like, is this gonna be his odd job? It's just a headphone cable.
But then he had that amazing fight scene.
Yeah,
so,
that fight scene's so good. And then he ends up doing other stuff anyway.
Yeah,
so.
he has exploding milk, dude.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
the exploding milk was great. I'm gonna count that as a gadget later.
Yeah. And then with Whitaker, I'm probably gonna give like a 3.
I'm probably gonna go like 3.5 because I really like the idea of him.
Yeah. I just
But,
don't think it was executed.
Yeah, I think it could have been like we talked about. Like Act 3 could have been cleared up a little bit if things were different with him.
Yeah, if he would have died in Afghanistan.
Yeah. The next thing is story, which I thought the story was pretty good. I know our rewrite, I kind of like not going to Afghanistan a lot, but
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I'll probably give it like 3.5.
I was going to say either 3.5 or 4.
Yeah.
'Cause, like,
it has so many good scenes.
The
right
first 2 acts are so good. And then, like I said, we go to Afghanistan. And then
I'm going to give it a 4.
Yeah, because like Afghanistan isn't bad. It's just like you see it and like it's just not aesthetically good as good.
Yeah.
And it's just not, and like the story starts to get really convoluted once we get there.
Yeah. It's like maybe if it was one of those issues, it would be fine.
Yeah.
But having both of them at the same time, it's like, oh no.
Yeah.
So
So I'm gonna stick with 3.5.
okay. Yeah, the scenes in the first 2 acts are so good. The cinematography, which we saw some focus shifts, which we haven't seen in a minute.
We haven't seen that since 1969.
Yeah. There's some good in-camera trickery, and it's nice.
I'm gonna give it like a 3.5.
Yeah, it's not flat. Yeah, it's good. And even the rear projection, one of them I didn't really mind that much.
Yeah.
And no day for night. Ooh.
Mm-hmm. No, we shot at night. We shot at night.
Yeah. Then gadgets, which
Keychain.
yeah, I'm thinking like 3.5. The milk bottles are my favorite.
Oh, if we count the milk bottles, fucking 4.5 stars, dude.
Yeah, the milk bottles are great.
Milk bottles alone are 4.5.
The wildest thing is that I love that they were like, you are gonna ambush. Like it wasn't random that he was like, I need to find a way to get in here. I'll take the milkman's outfit.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, you're gonna take the milkman's outfit and go in there. Like,
Yeah.
We're gonna give you these milk bombs, and you have to bring them with you.
I actually also like the keychain.
I think it's all right.
I think the keychain is actually one of my favorite gadgets we've had in the series.
I don't know what the fuck it's supposed to be. It's like a keychain that has buttons and a speaker on it. Is like the disguise. It's like some Philips thing, which I'm sure it's some crazy 80s tech.
Yeah,
But
I don't know.
like,
I like it though.
yeah.
It's what I like because I always like when it's a practical thing that does a thing.
Yeah, like a pen or
like
a
a
watch.
pen, like
Or
an
a ring
exploding
with a
pen,
camera in it.
like a pen that will shoot a missile into a
Yeah.
woman and then make her explode.
I will not bring up a pen when we talk about gadgets.
Yeah, and then when car 5 stars. That's the best car we've had in the series.
It's so good. The prop department did a great job with the effects for the switches for all the gadgets and everything in it. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
And spacious back, you can fit a cello in it.
Mm-hmm. And that's it.
That's it.
All right. Overall, I think I'm giving this movie 4.5 stars.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm probably either 4 or 4.5.
I think this is gonna hit number 5 for me for best Bond films.
Yeah, I think this kicks out Spy Who Loved Me.
Same
for
here.
me. Yeah.
But yeah, make sure to go look at our Letterboxd reviews. It's gonna be in the description down below.
I also have a great habit of just changing everything.
You do.
Yeah, Mark will be like, "Oh, that 4.5 stars turned to 2 stars in the bottom of your list. That's weird."
Yeah. And you're like, yeah, this one thing kind of bugged me. And I was like,
Yep.
Nick, that's one thing out of a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, and it ruined it. That's how bad it was.
Oh my god.
Don't mess anything up. Make a good movie.
Grow up, Nick. They're Bond movies.
Yeah. I have higher standards than you. It's okay.
I guess. Anyway, be sure to subscribe on the YouTube channel and tell your friends to listen to it and watch our other shows like 296 and watch our films on nihilistmedia at youtube.com. And be sure to come in back every Tuesday. Next week we'll be doing Timothy Dalton's second Bond film and his final, and the final John Glenn film, and the final one of the 80s, and the final one to be fully produced by Albert Broccoli. That's all coming up next week, and please come back and listen.
Have a good one.
Bye.